Okay, howdy y'all. Welcome back to Will of Wonderful World. It's been quite a long time since we played this game last, but I do remember that last time we um, played the game, we seem to have finished Alicia and what's the brother's name? Alicia and Carlos. Yeah, Alicia and Carlos's storyline, and I'm still upset about it. Like, they're gonna leave us on the fact that they could have, in an alternate ending, they could have met each other, but then one of them dies, and then the ending where they both stay alive, they have to, you know, miss each other. They miss their uh, what's the word I'm looking for? They miss their reconnection. After how many years since it's been since Alicia was trafficked all the way to Asia? I'm just so irritated by that. I think that the dog, if I recall correctly, you know, he was talking about is getting the A ending, or not A, the S ending. Is getting the S ranked ending, is that really the best ending that you should get? I don't know if that was just supposed to force us to get a non-S ranked ending for one of them so we can progress the story in a different way, or if they will play on that theme later on and have us try to get non-S ranked endings so we can try to get better better endings, because these S rank endings are always the best. Some of these S rank endings are so bad. I don't like them. But anyway, let's go ahead and transition to, oh my gosh. Hold on. Hold on as I fix this. Okay, there we go. It's fixed. Also, let me get my iPad. I forgot, so I can read the chat since this is full screen. Do. Switch. Okay. I got the chat up on my iPad so I can still read. Is the desktop audio is not on, but now it's on. Okay, everything is good. Nope. Do not continue from autosave data. Yes. Wait a second. Wait. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, okay. I'm like, hold on. Did I not save the last time we played? No, it's up here because I ran out of space. I ran out of save files. I would have been so upset if we did not save all that progress. Okay, here we go. Yeah. I'm so upset. I'm so upset that they never meet in the end. They never reunite. I'm so upset by that. Okay. Why is this an X? Okay, let me reread this since I forgot the context of this. Officer Min Jun's home was very clean. On top of that, the Superior Investigation Agency in Unit 3 had been combing through this place for quite a few days, so it was very clean too. There were no other visitors anymore. The police tape was stretched across the door. The calendars in the living room was still Wednesday's page. It was the day of his murder. It had already been 3 days since then. I remember that Min Jun once mentioned that he didn't like those calendars that had Sunday as the first day of the week. He said he always preferred Monday as the start of the week. To him, it represented a new beginning for our work. Although, as police officers, we never really did enjoy and relax on the weekends. The bowls and the dishes and the cabinets were all spotless and meticulously stacked. There weren't many clothes in the closet. I remembered every single one. A whole bunch of old DVD discs were stacked on TV stand. All of them were military documentaries. All of them were military documentaries about wars and weapons. I walked around the whole apartment several times, but I couldn't find anything relevant to his personal connections. I lay down on the couch and stared at the ceiling that was too high up, feeling like I had run into a dead end. According to Jegal Wanyom, Lieutenant Kang was definitely innocent because they were drinking together at the time of Min Jun's death. Oh, my tablet's about to die. I'll worry about that in a minute. Once it gets to 5%, I'll try to plug it up. However, drinking with a gangster was not going to be a very convincing alibi for him. Besides, it might cause other unnecessary problems. At this point, the only way to prove Lieutenant Kang's innocence was to find the real murderer. I had also gotten some information about Officer Min Jun himself from Jegal. Officer Min Jun used to have a criminal record because he had been involved in a murder. For some reason, the case had been dropped, and there probably weren't any records of it either. At the very least, there had been nothing about this in electronic records in the police station archives. Of course, not many people knew about this at all. Moreover, Officer Min Jun was not just a casual military and weapon aficionado. He had privately purchased lots of regulated and even banned weapons through multiple shady channels. His arsenal could probably arm a small team of special ops soldiers. However, Jegal said that he wasn't sure if his special hobby was relevant to his death. The information did have a direct connection to the case. The information that did have a direct connection to the case was in regards to the surveillance tapes. All of the surveillance videos from near the apartment building on the day of the murder were gone. Therefore, it was likely that Officer Min Jun had been killed in his home. Unfortunately, there hadn't been any witnesses who might have seen if he had any visitors that day. Overall, although I had gathered a lot of potentially valuable information, I still had no clue as to the true identity of this killer. And I was getting sleepier the more I thought about it. Just as I was falling asleep, I felt something on my butt. I put my hand in my back pocket of my pants and took out Officer Min Jun's keys. There was oh gosh. Oh, I remember this one. I remember this one. Oh gosh. This one was so irritating. Okay. Hopefully like several weeks of not having played this game, I'm coming back with a fresh mind, renewed focus. I'm able to get this puzzle because this puzzle stopped me the last time I tried to complete it. I remember the fob really well. There were not many keys on the chain, but the fob, however, seemed way too big and inconvenient. I remembered that I had once been pouring some water from Officer Min Jun while he was reading a new edition of the Firearms Encyclopedia. I was peeking at the book over his shoulder when I accidentally spilled some water all over his desk. Officer Min Jun immediately pulled out some napkins and started wiping his keys and the fob while cursing at me. He did not wipe the book first. Could it be? I went to the kitchen and found some flour and sprinkled it on the fob. I shook it and then blew on it. It worked. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. They were probably the most frequently used digits. I tried pushing them. The buttons on the fob could indeed be pressed. It looked like it could be a passcode to something. However, I didn't know what the passcode was for or what the passcode would be. Speaking of code, I could vaguely recall that Officer Minjun had once told me about a series of missing numbers, which might have something to do with this. But I remember that the missing numbers only had 8 digits, but there were 7 potential digits here. Could it be that the passcode was changed often? I seem to recall that there were some relevant formulas. Officer Minjun had written down for me while explaining how mystical numbers were. Okay, regardless, I should give it a try. Let me think. The code was probably 128574. Nothing happened. No. I couldn't just try a random combination. There were too many possibilities. 6 digits. 6 digits. Why would there be one too many being pressed on the fob? I was certain that Officer Minjun had written the numbers down on the corner of this piece of paper I had my report on. Maybe I had written something else on it later? It was so long ago. I must have thrown it away. This is so frustrating. What on earth was a passcode? Changgyeon Ming. Okay, I think that what I was trying to do is see if I could go back to a past letter in which he would still have this report that he's referring to, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay, we'll come back to that. There's a reason why I didn't finish that one. This is my justice. Okay. Let's see. Okay, is this the one before the murder? Okay, that's the day of the murder, right? This one should be before the murder. Yeah, missing. So they missing right in that one. Mean June's that not showing up for dies. Okay, how about this one? Okay. Okay, this is the blood transfer after that. Okay, no report on that one, right? Yeah. It should be before this too, I believe. I need a gun. What was this one? Police station. This was still that mission, right? What's this one? Let me see. Here come kidnapping. What's this one? Okay, this is one it mentions a report in it. Okay, let me rewind it. Let me read from the beginning. I thought the lieutenant would recommend me for resolving a crisis on my first day. Instead, I was scolded in front of the entire office as soon as I got back from the scene. I was even told to write a discipline report. It had to be at least 10,000 words long. I always hated writing. I would rather run 100 laps on the field. I decided to simply Google similar reports online without the lieutenant noticing. After lots of copying, pasting, and rearranging, I finally completed the 10,000 word report. I felt exhausted afterwards, so I went to the bathroom to wash my face. I could still feel the impact of my organs after falling on the cushion. Fortunately, I was fit enough to endure it. A regular person would probably have to stay in the hospital a few days. I looked in the mirror and saw the band-aid on my face. I gave myself a proud smile. I was just getting out of the bathroom and I witnessed something incredible with my own eyes. Lieutenant Kang was holding a folder in front of him. Even if his face was mostly hidden behind it, I could still clearly see his expression from where I was. The cigarette he had in his mouth was slightly twisted. Some watery stuff was coming out of his eyes. They were, without a doubt, tears. Is this really the eccentric dictator I was hearing about? And should I leave the room now? Should I? Officer Min Jun had left the office a while ago. The lieutenant must have thought I had gone home too. If he saw that I was still in the office right now, would he kill me for seeing all that? Okay, so Min Jun is mentioned in this story. Let me see. Close the folder. Investigations. They went and had that little spicy shower together. I don't know. Which one was a soap opera, right? It's Min Jun. Min Jun's mentioned in this one again. I lent you a grenade. He liked making more with firearm jokes. Really found them funny. I don't like the hints that they give us in the game. The hints don't help. The hints don't ever help. The hints don't never help you. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with that hint. Have I completed all the... No, there's still some stuff missing in this. Let me see. Which report is he talking about for real though? Oops. Did he write another report after the showdown? Nope, he's already dead in that one. The ice cream cone. Oh, this one was so funny. Um, gosh, I don't want to look up the answer. I really don't want to look up the answer to this. Hold on. Six digits. Run something else on it later. Let me see if I can get a hint from Kambekya. Actually, let me try to finish this one. Let me do this one. Goodness gracious, this is a long one. Okay, I don't remember this. I don't remember this. So let me replay it. Okay. An exquisite sofa. An 85-inch TV. A high-end beige color wooden floor. Several bloody teeth were scattered on the ground. The morning sunlight shone through the windows and bounced off on those teeth. I was in a luxurious house that was in a gated community 20 kilometers away from the Busan police station. The house was also the home of a former colleague. Kim Jong-ho was crouched in the corner and his hands were tied behind him with a rope. He hadn't slept the whole night, which left him with dark circles under his eyes. I had only given him one choice. Tell the truth about what happened 6 years ago and confess that he had been the rat. Until he did, I promised him that I would put him through a living hell. There were many parts of a human body that he pulled out besides the teeth. Fingernails, eyeballs, whole limbs. Compared to what my colleague had suffered at his hands, none of those. Oh, I do remember this. I do remember. He was actually the one who killed everybody, if I recall correctly. Right. I remember what happened. Yeah. Okay, let me try to do this. Bullets hit flesh, Lieutenant fell to the ground, sudden breeze. Okay, maybe you should put sudden breeze coming through the window, blew the curtains right open. It was a perfect day for a sniper. So that means he wouldn't be the one to shoot. It would be this mysterious sniper. Okay, let's see how that goes. I think this would make him not responsible for killing someone. It would put it on someone else. The sniper's shot from afar destroyed Lieutenant Kim's shoulder blade. My instincts had immediately pulled Kim in front of me as a shield when the wind blew. Ugh. Why did you pull him in front of you? In front of me as a shield when the wind blew open the curtains in case it was a sniper. Otherwise, I would have been the one that got hit. The bird Joby must have been a signal for the shot. I pulled Kim up off the floor. When I grabbed his shoulder, I intentionally snuck my right hand into his wound. Oh, this is disgusting. He let out a scream of pain. Kept screaming. Keep screaming. You better let everyone out there hear you. The sniper vanished almost instantaneously. It was complete chaos on the ground. It seemed like the old man had not ordered the shot. It must be the stupid pretty face again. The loudspeaker buzzed again. I don't know who's speaking right now. I think, is it the other guy? Let me see. I promise you, I will personally supervise the investigation of the case of Min Jun. You will not be detained, and you can be a part of the team until we uncover the truth. Trust me, Lieutenant Kang. I could hear the sincere old man was just from his voice. It reminded me of the time when he had handed me the appointment letter. If I had a little more time to find definitive evidence to convict Kim, Lieutenant Jagal would have wanted that too, right? I sat down by the wall next to Kim, waiting for the old man to send his people in. I was exhausted. A few minutes later, a 5-person team entered the house. Strangely, they were all wearing bulletproof vests. One of them untied Kim's hands and feet. I stood up on my own, but they didn't try to take me in. Instead, 5 guns were shoved in my face, point blank. I took another look. All of them were from Unit 3. It wasn't the old man's fault. It was me who had been too trusting. 5 fingers touched the triggers simultaneously. They pulled a little, and a little more. The pins hit the bullets. The bullets flew out of the barrels with swirling airflows at the tails. They were flying towards me. In the end, I didn't have enough time. For 6 years, I hadn't realized the enemy had been right by my side. And I couldn't even find evidence against him either. I hate myself. I hate my useless self. Okay, hold on. I don't want hints. Oh, this is his last one. This is his last, oh, the best enders are locked. So, okay, hold on. First, I'm on Lunatic, right? Okay. Why is it orange then? I can't remember what orange means. I thought orange hints or orange. Okay, hold on. I forgot what orange means in this game. Let me look it up right quick. I think, does orange mean that I have to go back to a different letter and try to change the events so I could figure out what happens? I think that's what orange means. Let me see. Orange lines in Will a Wonderful World. I forgot what they meant. Okay, orange. Okay, so it says the orange tech actually figures into the game much later in a deeply convoluted way. This spurred one of the most grueling sessions of backtracking and replaying stories I've already solved, trying to figure out which letters endings change to progress. Okay, so I have to replay these letters. Let me see. Let me read this one. Orange text. Oops. Okay, oops, come on now. Okay, okay, reading back, it says orange, truly important information will be highlighted in orange text. Orange texts are extremely important. When you see something in orange, you want to slow down for your reading, pay attention. Orange text may appear not only in my words, but human letters as well. Okay, so human letters might include text in other colors such as yellow and blue. Yellow text highlights digital messages in a text message or email, while blue text highlights messages left in a fax or note. Orange text will emphasize something else. I'll explain it to you later. Just remember that orange text is extremely important. Okay, that didn't really give me help. Okay, well, I think I have to replay some of these stories. So the best endings for this one are locked, as I can see based on this black box. And it's because, what did he say again? Because I couldn't find evidence against him. Okay, I think that this letter depends on this one. Because I feel like, yeah, it says lead, key fob. So once I figure out how to work the key fob, I'll probably be able to get evidence to help Kang Baekya. But then this one has orange text too, and I have no idea. He had written down these numbers for me on the corner of a piece of paper. But I went back and looked at all of his letters, and I don't see when that was ever mentioned. Minjun murdered. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, make copies of some of Lieutenant Kang's case files and reports. I also kept the red folder with files on Unit 2, mostly about reports. Files and reports are mostly about cases Unit 4 had solved and important. A lot of familiar words in his reports, my words. Red folder. Military jokes. 43. I'm trying to see, like, are these numbers important? Let me see. 620. 43. Okay. Special op. Oh, I wish I had never had to see that one again. 12. Huh. Oh, that's so not helpful. Okay. Are these dictionaries actually, I feel like these entries are not even helpful. Wow, I'm almost 3/4 of the way done with this game. Anyone else? I don't know why he's not done yet. Let's see. I think everybody else is done besides these two and him. That's S. I'm so confused. Lead. There was a note in this pocket. Okay, hold on. If I change... Oops. This is blacked out. Okay. No. Okay, that's blacked out if I change it. Okay, I'm gonna have to look this up because I don't know what I'm supposed to do right now. I'm gonna try to see if I can avoid looking at the answer. Let me see if the guy would help me figure out how to get the answer. Okay. Okay, that don't tell me how to get the answer. Okay, the guy just gives me the answer. The guy doesn't give me how to have gotten the answer. Okay. So this is what a discussion on Steam says. It says spend hour searching for the source of the code but couldn't find it. Had to pull up a walkthrough to get to the solution to this one. Anyone mind sharing where you're supposed to find the code so just so I have a peace of mind? So this one's hard to get to if you wait long time between each of your gaming sessions, which is true, which is me. You remember how Will tell you to pay attention to orange text. To find it, you must remember that the word doodle was an orange in a previous letter about the doodle of a cat on the actual letter that you received, and how that it means it was on the original paper on which the prayer was written. If you combine that knowledge with the orange text of the new letter, saying that the formulas were written on a report that you reused later, you can deduce that the formulas are on one of the letters you received from Chang. If you look at all of them, you'll find one with a list of code at the bottom left part, which is a multiplication by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. If you take one corresponding to the number if you take the one corresponding to the number of the day of the week, you'll find the correct code. Okay, let me look at this one. Where do you see that? Did my phone die even when it's on the charger? Oh, that's because it was not charging. I did not plug it up. I plugged my phone in, but I didn't plug the charger into my computer, so it would stay charged. Why am I so dumb? Wait, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what that. Wait. If you look all, you find one. Okay, so there's one letter that has a code on it. Okay. What's this one? Okay, that one don't have a code on it. How about this one? How about this one? Not that one. How about this one? Oh, well, I just clicked on that one, right? Which one has a code? I don't see it. I know the answer already. I'm just trying to see how I should have figured out myself. I don't see a code. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. Okay, anyway, I'm just gonna continue on. I don't even see the code at the bottom of these letters. Okay, anyway, apparently the code was supposed to be, let's retry. Apparently the code was supposed to be 857142. 857142. I heard an electric beeping. Before I could figure out where the beeping had come from, the body mirror in the middle of the living room wall suddenly rotated by itself. It revealed a long and narrow tunnel behind it. I climbed into the tunnel and took a sharp right turn. At the end of the tunnel there was a long and narrow room hidden between the two walls, barely wider than the tunnel itself. I entered the narrow space and was surrounded by stainless steel walls. It was lit by several daylight bulbs, which somehow gave the room a feeling of holiness. There were all kinds of hooks and shells attached to steel walls, while numerous firearms and grenades were placed upon them. There were dozens of AWMs and even RPGs. Okay, AWM, Arctic Warfare Magnum, is a bolt-action sniper rifle manufactured by Accuracy International, designed for Magnum rifle cartridge chambering. It gradually became popular amongst various militaries and civilians after first being adopted by the British military. Its range is comparable to a 12.7mm rifle with a size that's no longer than that of a 7.62mm rifle. It possesses high accuracy and is quite affordable. All of the above make it the most well-known weapons in the AW series. AWM has also become an indispensable weapon in numerous FPS games. However, unlike its in-game counterpart, it typically loads 10 bullets at a time. The real magazine of an AWM only has a capacity for 5. Okay, interesting. It was indeed an arsenal. I'm guessing RPG does not refer to a game. It probably refers to weapons. I just don't know which weapons they're supposed to be. Now I understood why Officer Minjin would always tell me that he would lend me a grenade. He hadn't been joking. Is he allowed to have this? Like, this seems like it'll be illegal, even as a police officer. Since I was the one in possession of the fob, I'd assumed that no one in Unit 3 had found this place yet. Maybe there might be some clues in here. Most of the guns were covered with a little bit of dust, but the floor, on the other hand, seemed unusually clean. I kept walking back and forth in the room. I sat down, crouched down, and even lay down, which is when I finally saw it. Next to the wall, opposite the door, There was a small wooden table on which there were all kinds of firearms cleaning and maintenance tools. One of the table legs next to the wall seemed to have a slightly darker tip than the others. It looked like it had been covered with something dirty. I turned on the flashlight and pointed at the table leg. It wasn't something dirty, it was blood. I could also see two small seams in the table leg where there were where the blood stain was. I reached out with my hand and touched the seams. The middle part between the seams suddenly sprung open. It was a secret slot with something inside of it. I took the item out of the slot. It was a recorder, and it was still recording. I pressed the stop button first, and then pressed play. Voices came out of the speaker. One was the familiar voice of Officer Min Jun. I had never given a voice to Officer Min Jun, so I guess it's time to create one now. When are you going to stop bothering me? You think you can just hide from me by not coming to the station? Okay, I guess there's someone else speaking. So, when are you going to stop bothering me? And then, I don't know who that's supposed to be. It was another familiar voice. My eyes opened wider. I stared at the recorder in my hand and I couldn't believe my ears. Although it wasn't as loud and as clear as it had usually been, there was no way I would have mistaken that voice. Okay, yeah. The second voice belonged to Lieutenant Unit 3, Kim Jong-ho. I don't remember the voice I gave to Lieutenant Kim, so I guess I'm giving him another one. I've done enough for you. No. This is probably Min Jun probably right now. I've done enough for you. Everything is over now. I'll resign and go back to my hometown next week. You want to go home? Don't be ridiculous. Did you forget about your dirty little secret? Illegal possessions of weapons is one thing, but being a murderer is another. You don't need to tell me how many years you'll be spending in jail for manslaughter, do you? C0795, are you gonna blackmail me with that my entire life? You think I'm gonna just let you do that? I have done so much dirty work for you, and you think I've never kept my own evidence? Are you talking about this? You, how did you get that? How did you know where I hid them? Do you really think I wouldn't know you about your little tricks? I have my men tailing you 24/7. After all, you're just a pawn in my hands. I couldn't just let you wander around as you wish now, could I? You want to threaten me with some tapes? You're so naive. Even without those tapes, I still have other ways. You could have conspired with Ju Ming-gyu and told me to murder Choi Yun-han's son during the mission, just to instigate a war between Choi and Lieutenant Kang, just so you and Ju could benefit from their losses. If I leak this information to the Musun gang, I can guarantee that those people who are against you will want to take you out, and they don't need too much sound evidence. Oh, and speaking of Lieutenant Kang, if he ever learned about what you've done, he would never let you get away. I don't care if I'll be sent to prison or not anymore. I want my conscience back, and I swear I'll take you down with me. Well, that's really unfortunate. You weren't like this a few years ago when I first sent you into Unit 4. Back then, you were just a coward who didn't even dare to look me in the eyes when you were talking to me. I guess you've grown these past few years with Kang Baekya. What a shame. I really miss you kids since I'll never see you again. Wait, I don't know who's speaking right now. Oh wait, is this probably might still be Kim. Hold on. Well, that's really unfortunate. You weren't really like this a few years ago when I first sent you to Unit 4. Back then, you were just a coward who didn't even dare to look me in the eyes when you were talking to me. I guess you've grown these past few years with Kang Baekya. What a shame. I really miss you, kid, since I'll never see you again. As long as you let me go home, I swear I'll never tell anything to anyone else. I will have nothing to do with you. I will have nothing to do with any of this anymore. I do believe you won't tell anyone. I'm very confident about that because dead men tell no tales. Yep, he murdered him. It was Kim all along. Then I heard the sound of a silenced gunfire, the sound of a body falling down, and a weak and brief groan. Neither voice said anything else. All I could hear was the sound of a door being opened and closed, as well as something being dragged through the floor. Those must be the sounds of King Jung-ho cleaning up the crime scene and taking Officer Min-jun's body away. After that, the recording kept going on for a long time, but there was no more sound at all. Officer Min-jun must have started the recording via remote control, but he was never able to stop it. I pressed the stop button again and stared at the dark red mark on the table leg. I could almost see how he struggled to paint the table leg with its own blood in the final moments of his life, while avoiding being seen by Kim Jong-ho. I opened my clenched fist and gave him a salute. Okay, we have more of the story. Hold on, let me get some water right quick. Ooh, that water is real cold. Looks around. I closed the kitchen door, crouched down, and quietly tear open the letter. The letter's from a human named Wen Zhaoren. Oh. That's the reason why we all of a sudden stopped getting letters from him, even though we never finished his. All I do every day is prepare tea and snacks for Master. So I don't have anything else to do most of the time. Whenever I'm free, I read some of the letters I've stolen from... Oh, okay. Is this new? It might be... I think it might be new, though. I don't know if it's new or old, this one. Whenever I'm free, I read some of the letters I've stolen from Master's room. The first few times, I would imagine what I would do with the letters if I were Master. Lately, I stopped thinking about that too much. I've been too curious about what has been happening to them. A young gal at school, a painter, a mental patient, a nerd, a couple of police officers, a pair of separated siblings, and a stray cat. Something bad must have happened to them when they wrote these letters. Even though I've read the choices Master made for them, I'm still amazed by what happened afterwards in their lives. Although sometimes, as an observer, I feel like whatever choices they made wouldn't make any big differences. I suppose that's why they say time is hard. However, if I were one of them, I might think that this god is way too irresponsible. After all, if it were my own life, I don't think I would just simply accept a fate that was hard. So confusing. Oh, okay, the fire's off. Let me make the tea first. Master has a weird preference for his tea. He doesn't like the bitter taste of the tea leaves, he likes to add sugar. Tell that to a southerner, you know. Tell that to a southerner. You know, I don't think they would take too kindly of you saying that tea, adding sugar to tea is a weird preference, and that we should just drink something else if we don't like the sugar. You know, we love our sweet tea. I always think that he should just choose another drink if he dislikes the bitter taste, like milk. There must be a lot of other choices. In the end, I opt to pour the sugar directly into the teapot. This is much easier. Switch. Wait, is this a sword? Looks up with exasperation. I hear that besides sugar, it's okay to add milk to tea. So it must also be okay to add salt. Ma'am, no. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Master? The door closed? Push the door open lightly. I guess he's sleeping again. Oh. I don't see Master anywhere, but there's a boy standing in front of the window. Huh? Am I still asleep? Uh-oh. What are you sneaking around for? Huh? How is he suddenly behind me? He? Who are you talking about? I followed Master into the room, but there's no boy in front of the window. That's weird. I clearly saw someone standing in front of the window earlier. Or was it a ghost? Ghost? There's no such thing. You must be daydreaming again after reading some strange books. Daydreaming. Speaking of which, I think I might have seen that boy before in one of my dreams. But I can't remember what the dream was about. Just leave the food and go back to your room. I'm a little tired. I might take a quick nap. Oh, okay. That was too careless of me just now. I've been too distracted lately. I can't seem to concentrate. Looks like there are fewer letters on the shelf. Oh well. Let me drink the tea and warm myself up a little. Go, 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 go. Uh-oh. How's it gonna react? She's being mischievous again. Oh well. She's been like this ever since she was little. How I miss those days. I guess I should still drink this horrible tea anyway. After all, I might never get a chance to drink the tea she makes anymore. Hello? It doesn't look like there's much time left. I've devoted so much time and I still don't know the correct answer. If there's still no breakthrough before the time comes, we'll both die. We'll be just like Spotty, down on a long and lonely journey. And yet perhaps it is our inevitable destiny as well as that of this world. If I could leave this world in a beautiful dream, that wouldn't be so bad either. Okay. Oi, it's raining so hard that it's almost impossible to get a cab. I'm sorry. It's all your fault, brother. You big liar. Green polar bears? Why would there be polar bears in Brazil? You big fat liar. And now we have to wait in the rain. So what? It's still better than just sitting around at home. Your room is beginning to smell like mold. It's not mold. It's just the smell of Fluffy. He must still be with me somehow. Hey, stop saying creepy stuff like that. Remember to open the window when we get home. By the way, do you know what French people think about those who never go outside and never open the windows? What? What? They'll suspect you are a member of some secret organization, cooking up some evil plans. That actually sounds pretty cool, don't you think? What secret organization? You making stuff up again. You just touched your head, didn't you? I'll never believe you again. Besides, you know I've never been to Europe before. Why did Mom and Dad always take you to their meetings but not me? That's because you were too small. I wasn't. I was only a few hundred days younger than you. Alright, don't be mad. There'll be lots of chances in the future. Well, I wouldn't be mad if you sang me a song. What? A song? Well, I want you to sing Teresa Tang's I Only Care About You for me. Ugh, that's too embarrassing. I'll be okay with one of her other songs too. All of her songs are too embarrassing to sing out loud. How about this? You give me a kiss on the cheek and Big Brother will sing for you right here, right now. Deal? Mwah. Not on my hand, on my face. Here, here. Oh. I have an hour? Can I save? Hold on. I have an hour to finish this? This is crazy. Hold on. Okay. Hour and a half to finish this. The wind was so strong I could barely open my eyes when I came out of Officer Minju's home. I held the recorder in my hand as tightly as I could. This was the final lead that Officer Minju had left for us. It was also the only evidence that could prove Lieutenant Kang's innocence. Lieutenant Kim had been behind everything the entire time. No wonder he wouldn't let me go anywhere near the case. I would never have expected I would be leaving a movie thriller about traitors in the police force. I put the recorder in my back pocket of my pants when I sensed somebody looking at me from a nearby building. I looked up just in time to see a dark shadow moving away from the window. I had a bad feeling, so I started running. No matter what happened, I had to take the evidence to the police station and hand it to someone I could trust. On the way back to the station, there was a pedestrian bridge. On the other end of the bridge, there were some woods. I could see 9 amateurs hiding in the shadows of the trees staring at me. One of them had just turned off his flashlight. Their weaknesses were out in the open. So these were the people who Lieutenant Kim had sent after me? No, maybe they'd just been sent here to kill me. Perhaps the shadow I had seen earlier in the window saw me leaving, and they had realized I might have had something on them. Even still, these losers were no match for me at all. Fine, come at me. I might as well just send them all to jail. I stomped my right foot hard on the ground and dashed across the bridge in a zigzag. I heard 16 gunshots, but by the time the No Filters complete 75% of the album. But by the time the bullet casings fell to the ground, I was already hiding high up in a tree in the woods. The mob beneath me was panicking. After all, they were just a bunch of pathetic lackeys who had no formal training. Some of them were even stupid enough to turn on their flashlights back on, exposing their positions. I always thought that the police were a symbol of justice. Never would I have imagined that one day I'd be fighting against them. But I knew better now. It didn't matter who the opponent was. What mattered was that justice will prevail. Period, King. I checked again to make sure the recorder was still tucked safely in my back pocket. Then I hid my tail in my palm. I leapt down from the tree and pounced Bai Hui Shui on 3 men under cover in the rustling leaves. These idiots all had their flashlights on. One of the acupuncture points in the human body, according to traditional Chinese medicine, the earliest record of it being mentioned could be in the acupuncture scripture, an ancient Chinese gospel on acupuncture. It was located at the intersection between the center line on the top of the person's head and the line that goes over the top of the skull and connects to the ears. It is the highest acupuncture spot on the human body. According to Shaolin scripture on fist fighting, the art of acupressure recognizes 36 critical acupuncture points. Bai Hui Shui is one of them. Modern science has yet to confirm the effects of acupressure on acupuncture points. However, according to TCM theories, acupressure is supposed to be effective in some cases. For instance, rubbing Bai Hui Shui lightly could help a person become more focused and alert. Interesting. One was wearing a Hawaiian shirt, another in a pair of beach shorts, and the last one was in a leather jacket. All of them fell, one after the other. There were 6 other men nearby. I climbed back up the tree. I repeated the attack several times. Soon, I had taken several of them out. A bullet grazed me near my back pocket. I could feel the burn on my butt. I reached for my back pocket. I jumped down out of the tree. The ninth man was also taken out after I hit him in the same acupuncture point. The bullet had punctured my back pocket. The recorder I put inside was smashed into pieces and shattered all over the grass. Damn it! I was too careless. I thought it was the ninth man who had fired at me, but I realized he wasn't even wearing a gun when I had come out of the tree. So there was someone else who had taken the shot. I looked around. I couldn't see any sign of a 10th person. Whoever it was, it must be someone good, and they might have already left the scene. Their only purpose must have been to destroy the evidence, not to kill me. They must have total confidence that even if I had told someone about what I had witnessed and heard in person, no one would ever believe me. Now, I had lost my only concrete evidence. Damn it! Damn it! How could I let this happen? I punched a nearby tree out of frustration. I hit it so hard that a few birds' nests fell out. I heard the birds chirping in panic above me, and the sounds of the wings flapping. Please, Buddha, please guide me. If I could avenge Officer Min Jun, prove Lieutenant Kang's innocence, and defend justice, I'm willing to give everything I have. Chain Gunman. Let's start. Okay, let's see. Okay. The bullet. Okay, the bullet is the one that broke the evidence. Okay. What if we do, I jumped down out of the tree. The ninth man was also taken out after I hit him in the same acupuncture point, and then we reached for the back pocket, and then we grabbed the recorder, and then the bullet hits us, right? I don't know if would that pierce through our hands. I don't know. I felt my butt with my hand. Luckily, the bullet had only grazed my pants and hadn't hurt me. Feeling relieved, I looked up to see where the bullet had come from. The moon peeked out from behind the rain clouds. The 10th person walked out from behind a tree 4 meters away. Moonlight shone through the trees and cast a spotty shadow over his face. It was a face that resembled an old and cunning fox. He looked to be around 40 years old. His eyes and mouth were slightly bent, forming a ruthless expression on his face. Where is it? His voice was squeaky. Where is it? I don't know. His voice was squeaky, a perfect match for his looks. And my tablet died. I was supposed to have plugged that back in so I could still read the chat. Hold on. Okay, I plugged it back in, but it would take a while before it could turn back on. So I guess I'll just have to periodically get out of full screen of the game and check the chat to make sure I don't miss any messages. His voice was squeaky, a perfect match for his looks. Without saying one word, I flung my tail towards him and quickly wrapped around his right hand, which was holding this gun. The tail was wrapping more and more tightly around his wrist. But before I could force him to drop the gun, he had raised his left hand to support the other, and then he pulled the trigger. I raised my left arm in front of my face. The bullet pierced through the skin and drilled into the muscle. However, it stopped next to my radial bone. I put down my arm, but before I could see what was going on, the old fox had charged right up in front of me. He poked. Oh gosh! Oh goodness! goodness. Oh, that's so disgusting. He poked 2 fingers straight into my eyes. Oh, I feel that in my eyes too. I feel that in my eyes. A horrifying scream echoed in the woods. The birds fluttered and scattered as they flew away. I surrender. Oh, that's so nasty. I knelt on the ground and covered my eyes. With my one hand, while warm blood oozed out of them, I pounded the ground defeated. What you want is in the hole of the trunk of that tree over there. The old fox heard what I said, walked in front of me and pushed his gun against my head. Oh, that's an easy place to look. Thanks. A deafening gunshot exploded next to my ear. I collapsed to the ground. Blood was coming out of my mouth. I feel like leaving you alive will cause too much trouble. I've always hated trouble. Who are you? I wanted to know before I died. Who? Hold on. Hold on. Oh, me? I'm Zhu Mingyu, the Muslim Gang's next leader. Man in the shadow. Find out the true identity of the 10th person. Why is he after us now? Come on now. Why is he after us now? I thought he was supposed to be... he was also like on... Hold on. Lead. No. I don't know. I thought, okay, I have an hour and 15 minutes left. Wait, what was his name? I thought Ju was supposed to be... I thought he was also being targeted. I didn't know he was one of our opponents. I'm confused a little bit now. Okay. Okay, that was a bad ending. Let's try again. What if we jump down out of the tree? What if we reach for the back pocket, then jump out of the tree, and then the bullet hits him, and then he takes the person out? Will that mean that the 9th person is the one that shot in that sense? I don't know. Okay, but my phone's back on, so I can connect back to the to my model. So hold on, let me make sure that my model's working still. Okay, there we go. My model's back on now. Okay. Don't move. Oh no, it's someone else. Don't move. I heard a man's squeaky voice not too far behind me. I thought it was a 9th man who had fired at me. I didn't realize it was a 10th person. Where is it? I've had a chill go down my spine. This one was an easy opponent. Nevertheless, I would never tell him. I mean, well, in the last ending that we did, you did. You must consider yourself loyal. Someone with integrity, right? Let me tell you something. You're only being a fool. Farewell forever, you stupid fool. Wow. My life ended in such an unexpected and jarring manner. I saw the blood-covered bullet fly out of my own out of my own forehead before everything turned dark and then fell into emptiness. Wow, okay. That's crazy. Let's see. What was the original? Let me see. That's so bad. Which ones have I done already? I've done... That's also bad. It's also bad. It's also bad. No, no hints, no hints, no hints, no hints. I didn't mean to turn on hints. Oh well, I turned it on, so let me look. I didn't mean to turn on hints. I was gonna try to figure it out myself. I kind of felt like that these were important anyway. Okay, this one's new? Okay. I was just kind of just shuffling them around. I felt my butt with my hand. Luckily, the bullet had only grazed my pants and had not hurt me. Feeling a little relieved, I looked up to see where the bullet had come from. The moon peeked out from behind the rain clouds. The 10th person walked out from behind a tree 4 meters away. Moonlight shone through the trees and cast a spotty shadow down his face. It was a face that resembled an old and cunning fox. He looked to be around 40 years old. His eyes and mouth were slightly bent, forming a ruthless expression on his face. Where is it? His voice was squeaky, a perfect match for his looks. Without saying one word, I flung my tail towards him and quickly wrapped around his right hand while he was holding his gun. The tail was wrapping more and more tightly around his wrist. Before I could force him to drop the gun, he raised his left hand to support the other. Didn't I already get this ending? Why am I getting a duplicate? Then he pulled the trigger. I raised my left arm in front of my face. The bullet pierced through my skin and drilled into the muscle. However, it stopped right next to my radial bone. But I pulled down my arm, but before I could see what's going on, the old fox had charged right up in front of me. I got this one. Oh, this is different. Okay. I surrender. I knelt to the ground and covered my eyes. With one hand, while warm blood oozed out of them, I pounded the ground and defeated. What you want is in a bird's nest in that tree over there. The old fox heard what I said and walked behind me to my left. He stood there for a moment and bent his knees just a little. The final piece of evidence would fall into his hands. Okay, so this is different. Okay. Or not. My tail morphed into a silver sphere, staring straight towards the old fox's chest. Attack 10. Heart-piercing spear. The old fox must have never expected a blind foe could still fight back. I'm like, he has to be blinded. Oh, I'm so sad. I'm so upset that even the best ending, something bad always has to go wrong. Something always has to go wrong, even the S rank endings. I'm so sad for these people. He probably regretted not killing me when he had the chance, but his chance was gone. The towel went through his heart, and he could only let out a gasp. Then he fell to the ground. He was dead. I stood back up, wiped the blood off my face so I could see a little, albeit not well. Despite my mostly red limited field of vision, I jumped up to the tree and fetched the recorder from the bird's nest. Okay, he might be able to get his eyesight might heal eventually, so I'm glad about that. I couldn't delay for one more moment. I continued running towards the station, hoping that nothing else would go wrong. Okay, S rank. Okay, hour left. We've got an hour left. Okay, let's see. Spotting. Yeah, okay, I have to do spotted because I don't have no more letters. My name is Spotty. I can't recall how long I had been alive. For many years of my life was the same. I looked for food, the shops were in the trash. I lay in the sun, I looked for food again, and I found a place to spend the night. Day after day, year after year. Although there was one thing that was different, I had been getting older. I was walking alone along a small path in the suburbs. I came across an empty lot. This lot used to be a gathering place for the homeless cats around here. Not too long ago, it had been circled by some yellow tape. I heard that some rich Chinese real estate developer had bought the place, along with a whole lot of old residents around here. Soon, they would begin to build a brand new shopping center. It didn't really matter to us anyway. There were plenty of other spots for the cats. Besides, the cats that used to hang around here had rarely been seen nearby anymore. Most of the cats whom I was familiar with had died in random corners of this big city. Unlike house cats, we had to pay the ultimate price for our freedom. Life in the city was brutal and challenging, and most of us were forced to say goodbye to this world before we even turned 3. A few others like me, who are fortunate enough to survive for more than 10 years, could barely walk too far nowadays. Some cats like us might even slip and fall into a toilet when they were drinking from it, like you. I remember that. As my body kept getting slower, my mind, however, seemed to be getting more active. I've been spending more and more time thinking about my cat life recently, especially about my dear old daddy, and all the lessons that passed on to me. Daddy had always been so good to me. Many of the things he had taught me were still so valuable, even now. I used to think I could stay young forever, but I had reached the same age as Daddy when he found me. Daddy had mentioned that he used to be a house cat once, and he was one of the incredibly lucky ones. He was adopted soon after birth by a rich couple and was living the dream life. He had never had to worry about food or shelter, and the humans adored him too. Soon, the couple had a family with a cute daughter. One day, the male human took Daddy to a park for a walk. That day, he met a breathtakingly beautiful orange tabby. Daddy was immediately smitten. He used every trick in the book to get his humans to take him out for walks just so he could see her. Maybe God had been blessing them as they were able to get together more and more often. At last, on the edge of the roof of his human's apartment, he and his tabby spent a whole lovely night together, harmonizing about the most romantic nocturnes ever known to cats, maybe even humans. While Daddy was enjoying his love life, his home life was abruptly turned upside down. His lovely families of humans collapsed. Endless fights and quarrels, smashed dishes and plates every single day. Daddy's fate took a cruel turn on the 10th day after the male human had left. He was standing next to a bowl which had been empty for over a week, and meowed in a hurt and hungry voice at the female human in the kitchen. She finally exploded and threw the burning hot pan filled with boiling soup at Daddy. That was how Daddy lost almost all of his sight. He never saw his orange tabby again, and he never went back to that dreadful place, which he once called home. When he found me in a trash pile in the market, the first thing he told me was to never trust humans. I mean, was that the moral of the story, to be honest? I don't know, because I don't know if that was the moral of the story, because even the humans turned against each other. It wasn't just a human to cat, issue. It was a human to human issue. That family had issues in and of itself, and you being a part of the family inherited those issues. I don't know if that's should have been the moral of the story, that you should just never trust humans. But anyway, I used to feel puzzled about how Daddy ended up like this. However, a few years after Daddy had passed away, I had accidentally gathered enough pieces to put together the puzzle of his fate. That same night, when Daddy had been enjoying his time with his orange tabby on his roof, his male human was doing the exact same thing with the female human of the orange tabby in the bedroom of the Daddy's home. Okay. Maybe it was because the male human had been too careless, or maybe because the female human had been suspicious for a while, or maybe because the cat hairs that Daddy and the tabby had left around while they were playing. For whatever reason, the human was soon out of the bag. The human was out of the bag, so the cat's out of the bag. The human's out of the bag. I love that. In the human world, besides being in heat, that things like morals, laws, relationships, and all kinds of nonsense. The female human was probably not allowed to kick and scratch the male human, so she turned against Daddy, who didn't have what they called human rights. Sometimes I wondered, if Daddy had never met his orange tabby, would he still hate humans? Okay, I love how my I love how my phone still died even now. Like, honestly, like, my phone is plugged up, so there should be no reason why I wouldn't charge it. But I guess it was so low that even if it was on the charger at 3%, it still is using more energy than it's getting replaced. Okay, so I guess my model's just going to be dead for the rest of the stream. I have to make sure I charge my phone up completely before I stream now, since I'm using my phone to face cam. Sometimes I wondered. Okay, I read that. 2 young male humans were walking towards me. I remembered them. They worked at the police station that I frequented for my drinks. When they started to pass by me, the younger one stopped before the other with purple hair did too. I sat down and looked at them, hoping for something unrealistic. The younger human pet my head with his hand. I could smell the alcohol in his breath. Hold on. Would you consider him to have purple hair? I think he has purple hair. Would you say he has purple hair? Okay, I'm gonna assume that this is Chang, Officer Chang, and Officer Kang. Is it Chang or Chung? I can't remember. Okay, Chang and Kang. Okay. Ooh. I shouldn't have gone back. I should have just assumed the voices. Because This is a lot of fast forwarding. I wonder if this takes place, if this is supposed to be Officer Chang and Lieutenant Kang, I wonder if this takes place after Kang is set free. He's declared innocent. Does that mean that they get to go out and, you know, live their happy lives as partners again? Partners in justice instead of partners in crime? Oh my gosh, this is a long story. Come on, hurry up. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. I love how he calls it nonsense. Okay, here we go. Lieutenant, are you allowed to have a pet at your place? It's too bad my apartment is not pet friendly. The older man looked uncomfortable. Well, I'm not good with this kind of thing. Well, just as expected. When I was a few years younger, I would always put on a cute face and meow at the humans who pet me. Now, I knew for sure that even if I sucked up to them, no one would take me home. The two police walked further away from me in the other direction. There were fewer and fewer people on the road. Eventually, there was only me. At the end of the road, under a dim yellow streetlight, I saw a big human and a small one. The adult had a beer bottle in his hand, and in his other hand kept hitting the face of the crying child. I kept walking towards them at my own pace. I was just a passerby. In this city, things like this happen all the time. No one would give it a second look, not even a cat. Just when I was about to walk past them, I suddenly realized that a third person had joined the pair under the light from out of nowhere. It was a tall, thin, blonde. All the characters are coming in, like the lives of all the characters are interlinking with each other now. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be. Is this supposed to be? I can't remember what his name is. Pa? Is this supposed to be Pa? This might be Pa. It might be Pa? I think so. It was a tall, thin, blonde foreigner in a blue blazer. He grabbed the collar of the drunk man. Then he started hitting him in the same way the drunk had hit the child, in his face. The blonde foreigner. He reminded me of several blonde foreigners who used to live around here. They seemed to have disappeared slowly, one by one. I couldn't remember the last time I had seen any of them. The foreigner pushed the drunk man. I heard the loud noise of a huge collision. A gray truck, with its headlights broken, drove past me, moving quickly towards the direction of the streetlight. The child stopped crying. The gray truck went past the scene of the fight without slowing down and quickly disappeared out of my sight. It was like life itself. No matter how hard one struggled and fought, life just kept going on and on. Meanwhile, we just kept getting older and older. Other than that, nothing ever changed. That being said, this blonde young man was an exception to mankind, at least. I sat down near the child and decided to enjoy this vigilante justice. The child stared blankly at the man being beaten. He mumbled something. 1, 2, 3. I pondered curiously for a while before I finally understood. He was counting the teeth that had been knocked out of the drunk man's mouth. Humans never really understood us. They thought we all liked being petted and tickled, and that all we ever wanted was dried fish and milk. Perhaps similarly, we never really understood humans either. A true understanding between us was probably something we would never be able to achieve in our lifetimes. I left those three humans father and father behind me. Father and father behind me. I kept walking ahead. looking for a place to spend the night. Spotty. Okay. Let's see. I have no idea what this is even supposed to be. Like, what am I supposed to accomplish for him? Like, why did he have a... Why was it sent to me as a prayer? Like, why is this prayer? He didn't seem like he had an issue. Okay, if I rearrange it like this, it might be that the foreigner pushes the drunk man out of harm's way, like out of the way of an incoming truck. It might be that instead of pushing in the sense of like violence. I didn't mean to kill the foreigner. I didn't mean to kill him. Under the streetlight, the blonde foreigner was lying in a pool of his blood with his face down. A woman with short hair and 2 dramatic earrings jumped out of the gray truck. Wow! That's how you react to hitting someone? Goodness gracious. She spit out a few curses when she saw the gruesome sight and hastily got back into the truck. She didn't even notice that a metal box had fallen out of her pocket while she was climbing back into the truck. The woman stepped on the gas as soon as she got into the driver's seat, and the truck quickly disappeared out of sight. The drunk man survived it. The foreigner pushed him away, but he had disappeared from under the light when the child had been gone for quite a while. Blood was still spilling out from underneath his body. I walked closer and saw a big, dark scar on the back of his neck. Daddy used to have a similar burn mark on his eyes. He must be another poor soul with a past full of stories. Probably wouldn't survive an injury like this. Survive. We didn't really know each other, and I was just a homeless cat. There was nothing I could have possibly done to help. Snow began to fall from the sky. It wasn't the right season to be snowing. If I stayed there any longer, I would freeze to death myself. I left him under the light, farther and farther behind me. I kept walking ahead, looking for a place. Ending unlocked, Spotty continued his homeless life. I kept walking ahead, looking for a place to spend the night. Yeah, I could tell. Okay, this is locked for some reason. Ah, another locked story. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Yeah, this is him. This is Pie. This is a blue blazer, right? You would consider that a blue blazer? Okay, let me see. We didn't really know each other. Wow, less than an hour left. He only has what? 2 stories? I don't think I have to change that one, because if I change that one, he will die. He dies in all the other ones. If only we had known each other. What was this last one? What was this one? This one doesn't connect, so I don't think I have to. Excuse me. Wait a second. He's so much older now. It might not be Pi, it might be him. Since Spot is so much older now, it might be Park Sang-gun. He's not really a foreigner, but he looks like one because he's half. Okay. What's this one? What if I switch to this? Nope. That don't change nothing. Okay, how about I try to... I'm gonna try to get the... I'm gonna try to get the other ending. Let me see. Okay, so apparently according to this guide, it says that there's another S rank ending. You do ran over, reached out, very slippery. Ran over, reach out, very slippery. Okay. We hadn't got this one, so let's see. I think you might have to affect this because I think that this blonde quote-unquote foreigner might be Park Sang-gun. Might be. Let's see. The beast slipped in the water and... Yeah, the beast slipped in the water and turned to its side, suddenly like it was drunk. Daddy jumped ahead just in time and the beast missed him. Lucky? but the beast had run into the rails not too far ahead and finally stopped in the grass. Soon, a human walked out of the beast. He seemed to be okay and just started yelling while checking his beast's round feet. I looked at the beast. Its body had some words on it, but I couldn't read. But I had seen the sign next to it. I used to go hunting birdies with Daddy in a place far, far away. It was deep inside the mountains, but on top of the hill there was a building that smelled like drugs. Daddy told me that it was a hospital and had the same sign as the one on the beast. I remember thinking that the hospital looked a little strange. The humans inside didn't look hurt at all to me, but none of them would smile. Some of them would burst into laughter or tears all of a sudden. They all looked a little strange, not like the humans we met in the city. Okay, this might be the mental hospital that Park was in. Humans were so strange. Does this affect? No, still no. Okay, I guess. Still no. That's crazy. Still no. What does this God say? Does this change? It does. Why exactly does the X rank indent change though? Oh, why am I so dumb? I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I did not read this. I did not read this. I should have reread all of the endings. Goodness gracious. Yeah, okay, he recognized him. There you go. He recognized him in this ending. That's the reason why that one works. Okay. Yeah, so he should be able to recognize him now. Okay, when he gets hit, Spotter should have some feelings now. Under the street light, the blonde foreigner was lying in a pool of blood. A woman with short hair and two dramatic earrings jumped out of the gray truck. She spit out a few curses when she saw the gruesome scene and hastily got back into the truck. She didn't even notice a metal box had fallen out of her pocket while she was climbing back up into the trunk. The woman stepped on the gas as soon as he had gone to the driver's seat, and the truck quickly disappeared out of sight. The drunk man survived after the foreigner pushed him away. But he had disappeared from under the light with the child, which had been gone for quite a while. Under the light, a human, a cat. Blood was still spilling out from underneath his body. I walked closer and saw a big dark scar on the back of his back. Daddy used to have a similar burn mark on his eyes. It reminded me of the rainy day when I had lost Daddy and the accident that had taken him from me. Blood was spilling out underneath Daddy's body as well. And I can remember that there was a boy running out of the car that had killed Daddy. I suddenly recognized that this foreigner was born and raised here. Yep. I knew it. I could not remember what his name was, but I could remember the scar on the back of his neck. He was the boy from that day. That was right. It was him. I still could not remember what his name was, but I still remember that his mother had the same blonde hair as him and they lived up the hill nearby. I can also remember that he used to buy me milk when he was a child himself. Ever since the day of the accident, I hadn't seen him again until now. Snow began to fall from the sky. It wasn't the right season to be snowing. I lay down on his bleeding leg, thinking that this maybe would help him a little. If someone else walked by, I could then ask for help. Please do, because Bobby does not deserve to die. He deserves everything but death right now after everything he's been through. After everything he's been through, he does not deserve to die right now. Please, someone help him. The air around us was getting colder and colder. Snow was piling up on us thicker and thicker. My eyelids could not resist the exhaustion anymore. They were... I'm so upset. They were closing slowly. Oh, okay, no. You woke up. Good. You woke up. When I woke up, I thought I had died, or maybe I was in a dream. I was lying on a human's bed, covered with a human sheet. Its owner was lying next to me, breathing steadily. Oh, this is about to make me cry for real. Oh my gosh, I was so upset. I was so upset when Park had escaped from that hospital after killing everybody. Like, no. I think he escaped from the hospital. He escaped from the hospital after killing the doctor, and then he went back home and killed his father and lit everything on fire, right? And then he ran away and escaped. I think I was so upset that he had such a traumatic and had to go through so much to escape the abuse that he went through from his parents and at that hospital, that so-called hospital. I'm like, please, like, why did this story end like this? I was so upset. Oh, okay, he does get a good ending. He does get a happy ending. I'm glad to hear that. It was a strange room filled with warm yellow sunlight. There were lots of thick books on the bookshelves. A globe was placed on the top shelf. Oh, Sunny and Okapi Flower. I don't know how long you've been in the chat. I don't have my tablet open right now so I can see the chat. So I have to go and like remember to click the chat window on my computer because the game's on full screen. But I'm doing well. I'm doing well. This game is basically, I think you might have come in one time during this game. This is the game where you play as a god who you receive letters from different people, and you have to go, when you read the letters, there's a certain ending, and you have to change the ending to create a different result. Usually you're supposed to try to help these people, but even the so-called S-ranked or best endings don't really help that much. But anyway, you do that by rearranging parts of the letter to change the events, and a lot of the letters are interconnected with each other, so when you change one letter, it usually affects what happens to different letters, or sometimes you interchange pieces between the letters, right? So we're just following the lives of different people, like a cast of characters. There's a stray cat we're reading right now. There was this child abuse victim, both from domestic and sexual violence. There was this two siblings from Mexico. One sister was trafficked to Asia and was in the black market before she became an assassin. And her brother, when he finally left Mexico, he went to go and find her, and he ended up getting wrapped into the same circles with her and trying to find her. And then what else we have? We had a girl who was in high school who fell in love with her neighbor / art teacher. We had a boy who, he was two parts of the story. One part was when he went to the school because he was in love with that girl I just mentioned, but then later he graduated and became a professional like e-gamer, but then he got wrapped up in this murderous plans. And speaking of that murderer, that he was also a person in this, one of the cast members. He ended up meeting with the Mexican brother that I was talking about before to escape from jail because they end up all being in prison. Yeah, there's a lot of characters, a lot of stories going on. These two police officers from Korea, there's a lot of stuff going on with them. So yeah, we're nearing the end of this game. A lot of these stories have been concluded so far, according to the flowchart. So I only have an hour to complete this. I'm gonna have a timer now. So like the timer is built into the game now, and I have an hour to complete, and I guess the world's gonna end. I have no idea what's going on. And yeah, speaking of the chat, I don't know why the chat's not connecting. I still have to figure that out. it's not showing this black box now, like the YouTube chat thing, but now the words won't pop up. So I have no idea what's going on with the chat. I still have to fix that. And my model's not working right now because my phone died. And I use my phone for face tracking now, but it died. So anyway, there were lots of thick books on the bookshelves. A globe was placed on the top shelf, and a row of lively-looking small wooden figurines were lined up next to it. A light breeze came in from the outside through the window. It had the distinct smell of the sunny day right after it snowed. It tasted a little cold, a little sweet. On the balcony, there was a flower that I had never seen before. It was the color of fire, and it was waving lightly in the sweet breeze like a small dancing flame. The sunlight shone through the petals and cast a bright red shadow upon an unfinished diary that was open on the desk. Beside the diary, I saw a metal box with blue curly carvings. It was the box that had been dropped by the short-haired woman. The human's blonde hair was shining in the sunlight. His calm, sleeping face had seemed to be reassuring me that this was just another normal and peaceful day. Oh, I'm so happy to see them together. I'm so happy about that. Oh. Who are these people, though? Oh, wait a second. Is Park Min-jun... wait a second. Is Park Sang... Not Min-jun. Is Park Sang-goon Pa? Are they actually the same? They look the same. I'm not crazy, right? I'm about to go back and like... I'm about to go and look at both of their profiles. But he has a wall next to his bed, and he has a bunch of like crossed out suspects and a map of evidence and all kind of stuff. And like, he ain't no police officer. I'm like, is he plotting his vigilante justice murders on, or killings, I should say, depending on how you define murder? You might not consider it murder because it might not all be unjustified, but he's planning his justice killings on the side of his wall. Are they the same? I was kind of thinking that they might be the same person, but this might be confirmation. I don't know. We'll see. His calm, sleeping face seemed to be assuring me that this was all just another normal and peaceful day. I still could not remember what his name was. I did not know where he had been or what he had been through all these years, but none of that mattered anymore. What mattered was, I'd finally found a place to return to. And then unlock, found his loving home, complete the profile of Pi. Oh, that is Pi. Oh, that is him. How did I never notice this? Wait. Oh, wait. How did I never notice? How did I never notice that they both have a mole? Like he has a mole on his cheek, right? He has a mole on his cheek, like this, and they both have blonde hair, obviously. Kong. It says I complete the profile of Pi, but I don't see his updated profile. I'm confused. Oh, wait. I see. Okay. Institutionalized in a mental hospital, diagnosed with selective cognitive impairment. Health issues, selective cognitive impairments, undergoing long-term hypnosis therapy in Britain. He became a British citizen. So this cute little boy ended up becoming Pi. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I'm glad. I'm so glad that he's living a nice life now. But why did he have to become a serial killer though? He could have not done that. Anyway, Aw. Wow. But yeah, see you later, Sunny. Good luck at school. I had the day off today and tomorrow. Um, because I'm on fall break with university. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. I hope to see you later. And yeah, I don't think they're brothers. I think that they're the same person. Okay. So okay, I should be able to get the proper ending for this one now. Okay. Should be able to get the right ending for this one now. The sniper shot from afar. It destroyed Lieutenant Kim's shoulder blade. My instincts had immediately pulled Kim in front of me as a shield when the wind blew open the curtains in case there was a sniper. Otherwise, I would have been the one who got hit. The birds chirping must have been a signal for the shot. I pulled Kim I pulled Kim up off of the floor. When I grabbed his shoulder, I intentionally stuck my right hand into his wound. He let out a scream of pain. Keep screaming. You better let everyone out there hear you. The sniper vanished almost instantaneously. It was complete chaos on the ground. It seemed like the old man had not ordered the shot. It must be that stupid pretty face again. The loudspeaker buzzed again. I promise you, I will personally supervise the investigation of Min Jun's case. You won't be detained, and you can be part of the team until we uncover the truth. Trust me, Lieutenant Kang. I could hear how sincere the old man was, just from his voice. It reminded me of the time when he had handed me the appointment letter. If I had a little more time to find definitive evidence to convict him, Lieutenant Jagal would have wanted that too, right? I sat down by the wall next to Kim and waited for the old man to send his people in. I was exhausted. A few minutes later, a 5-person team entered the house. Strangely, they were all wearing bulletproof vests. Oh my gosh. Am I still about to die again? Come on now. One of them untied Kim's hand and feet. I stood up on my own, but they didn't try to take me in. Instead, 5 guns were shoved in my face point blank. I took another look. They were all from Unit 3. It wasn't the old man's fault. It was me who had been too trusting. 5 fingers touched the trigger simultaneously. They pulled a little and a little more. The pins hit the bullets. The bullets flew out of the barrels with swirling air flows at the tail. They were flying towards me. No, they were flying above me. Okay, we did fix the timeline. We did fix it. He ain't gonna die. Okay, good. Oh no, it was me who had just fallen to the floor. Something that had grabbed my ankle and pulled me down. All 5 of them were in shock for a brief moment before one of them was suddenly struck down after being hit by the palm from above. 1 down. The second was kicked in his crotch. He curled up into a ball and rolled into the corner. 2 down. The third was hit by a series of heavy punches, the last of which sent him flying to the other end of the living room, knocking out of the 4th man. Only 1 left. When his weapon was snatched out from his hand by a white ribbon, he was so scared that he jumped out of the broken window immediately. All of a sudden, there was nobody left in the room but Kim, me, and that stupid kid, Kang Youngmin. Yes, Kang Youngmin. He was breathing heavily and had blood all over his face. He must have been through some stuff earlier too. He tossed me a metal box. It was a recorder. I pressed play. Kim's voice came out. Next to us, Lieutenant Kim was wet himself upon hearing his own voice. Hey, where the hell did you? I stopped myself. I realized that oh no, this is us. This is Kang saying this. Hi, where the hell did you? I stopped myself. I realized that the kid had fallen asleep. He had fallen asleep while he was standing up. Aww. I moved the kid's right arm over my shoulder. I felt his coat rub against the old scar on my neck. I had gotten it when I was still a kid, trying to save someone from a fire. I was 13 years old, and I happened to be walking past a burning house. Someone was calling for help inside. It was a quiet, rural area. I couldn't see any other people nearby. I had no choice but to rush in. Inside the raging fire, I carried a little child on my back while trying to get out of the house. My pants caught fire. A nearby cabinet collapsed and 2 nails sticking out from the piece of wood caught me on the neck. The only thing I had in my mind was, why am I so unlucky? I was just passing by. So when the kid I had just saved was crying and thanking me, I suddenly wanted to say something funny to him. I remember a line from a cartoon that was on TV every day. The hero of the show would yell the same line at the end of every episode. I imitated him and yelled, everything is coming full circle. Everything is coming full circle. I kind of had a suspicion that Chang gunman knew Lieutenant Kang. I'm just saying Lieutenant now because I've been saying Lieutenant in the Australian accents. Lieutenant Kang. I've been having suspicions that he knew who he was. Because there's no way that both of them would have that catchphrase. There's no way that would just be that would be a coincidence in this game. I knew it. Okay. He was the little boy that he saved. This is my justice. The little kid laughed. So did I. Later, I became a policeman. Although not many good things happened to me since then. Disappointment, despair, a feeling of powerlessness when I wanted so badly to accomplish everything but couldn't. Still, I knew I hadn't made the wrong decision. I had no regrets. No regrets. No regrets. More letters. It's all my fault. What happened? Okay. I'm scared. I thought we fixed everything, but I guess not. The most expensive barbecue restaurant in Busan was located 2 blocks away from the Busan police station. It even had a presidential suite that was large enough for over 40 people. The sergeant of Unit 1 was standing on the stage with a bright red face. He was fondling the few surviving hairs on his head while singing horrendously off-key karaoke to some crass internet viral songs. Below the stage, however, the entirety of Unit 1 was cheering him on. Officer Ji Yun and I were the only 2 people sitting quietly in the corner, feeling completely out of place. It was a send-off banquet for Sergeant Jung. Sergeant Jung had to move away from Busan due to family reasons, and he had applied to be transferred to the Incheon police precinct. Starting next week, we will have a new sergeant. For me, it had been the best news I had heard in a long time. The old fart had never truly considered Officer Ji Young and I to be members of his unit because of our history with Unit 4. Ever since they had been transferred here, all I had gone to do was fill out reimbursement forms for his traveling expenses. Officer Ji Young had been treated even worse. She had been doing all kinds of chores like making coffee or cleaning the office. What happened to Lieutenant Kang though? Did he go to jail? Did he die? I'm so confused. Why y'all get transferred to a new unit? Sometimes he even had to clean the trash cans. Even the new interns had never been treated this way. It was totally sexist. We had been here for a month, but we had yet to meet the lieutenant of Unit 1. In fact, everything had been under Sergeant Jung's command long before us. Contrary to popular opinion, the members of Unit 1 were not the so-called elite police officers. The most important part of the job was to figure out how to suck up to Sergeant Jung, not to solve more cases. Some of the most senior officers here had completely checked out a long time ago. All they ever did All they ever did all day was browse travel websites to do some online shopping in the office. It was a textbook example of a waste of taxpayers' money. In any case, Thunder Jung had enjoyed more than a few drinks tonight. His face was completely red and he looked like he was having a great time. Don't worry. Although I'll be leaving you soon, new sergeant is a close friend of mine. He'll still take good care of every single one of you guys. There you go. Thunderous applause. Sir, we'll keep up the good work. Sir, I'll fly to Incheon often to visit you. Sir, don't forget to send us souvenirs from Incheon. Of course, I'll never forget you people. Sergeant Jung held up a cocktail glass. I'll miss you all very much. I chugged another bottle of beer. Sir, you're the police officer I always admire the most. Dead silence. Everyone, including Sergeant Jung and Officer Ji Young, was staring at me. Knowing that we were unpopular with the sergeant, most of the members of Unit 1 had never interacted with us that much, so they wouldn't offend the sergeant. So hearing me say that I admire the sergeant must have felt as shocking as witnessing a nuclear bomb had been dropped. But there was nothing shocking about it. The sir I was referring to had nothing to do with that mostly bald old fart. I was thinking about Lieutenant Kang. I still remember the night when Kim Jong-ho had finally arrested. Lieutenant Kang, Officer Ji Young, and I had a small celebratory victory at a small barbecue restaurant, completely unlike this one. I had thought that the ideal police career I'd always hoped for would finally begin. However, Lieutenant Kang went... Oh my gosh! Lieutenant Kang went missing just a few days later. Even now, we still had no idea why he had left us, where he had gone, or even if he had run into some more danger. After Lieutenant Kang disappeared, the entirety of Unit 4 was only Officer Ji-yeon and I, and the captain had no choice but to transfer us to Unit 1. The whole of Unit 3 was under intense investigation, so there was no other places for us to go either. But I would have never guessed that Unit 1 would turn out to be so different from what I had imagined. Maybe once the old folks left, things would get better? Maybe I would still have a chance to be a real police officer instead of submitting phony reimbursement requests for fake expenses? I was feeling dizzy from the alcohol, and all I could think were the memories from my days in Unit 4. I was about to open another bottle when someone slapped me on my shoulder. Hey, I would have never, ever realized in a million years that you, a kid from Unit 4, would admire me so much. I am so pleased. I made a decision. I'm not leaving anymore. What the? I thought old fart was just drunk and speaking nonsense. As it turned out, he really did eventually withdraw his transfer request and stayed on as Sergeant Unit 1. Life had not changed at all. I was still submitting fake reimbursement forms every day. Officer John was still making coffee and cleaning the office. I should not have said that to him. I could have just missed Lieutenant Kang in my head. He couldn't hear me anyways. Changyeon Min. Oh my gosh. What happened to Lieutenant Kang though? What the heck? Come back. These people and the disgusting flattery. How hypocritical did one have to be? Wait, how hypocritical did one have to be able to even stomach those words? I was beginning to feel sick. I could feel a swell of anger in my gut. If I didn't do something quick, I was going to explode. I grabbed my empty bottle and pushed through the crowd. What are you... Hey! The pretentious senior officers unwillingly made a way for me to pass through while anxiously waiting for some drama. Let me give them what they wanted then. Is he gonna attack him with the bottle? Come on now. I walked up to the stage and smashed the beer bottle next to Jung's feet. that I punched him right in the nose. He fell over, rolled off the stage before he could even utter a word. Cries of surprise and anger erupted off stage. That's not what I meant to do. Chang'an men, what are you doing? I squinted my eyes and looked at the crowd. Everyone had a shocked expression on their faces, but as soon as I looked into their eyes, they immediately turned away. I couldn't help but laugh out loud. I made up my mind even before I had thrown that punch. It would be a total waste of my time to stay here any longer. I grabbed my jacket and walked straight out of the restaurant. As long as I had justice in my heart, I could still be a hero. Okay, well... let's not do that. Yeah, let's not. Dead silence. Is he still the one who said that? Okay. Dead silence. Everyone, including Sergeant Jung and Officer Ji Young, was staring at me. What did you say? Wait. Oh, what did you say? Officer Ji Young wagged a finger in front of my eyes, trying to confirm I was still sober. Oh, he's saying that. Oh, he's saying... okay, so I switched... okay, when I switched the lines around, now he's the one saying he's leaving. I said I'll miss you all when I leave. You and Captain Gong, and that's probably it. I can't stay in this stupid Unit 4 for one more second. All these hypocritical idiots. I've had enough. I slammed the empty bottle on the table and stood up. The moment when I left the suite, I felt like a huge burden had been finally lifted off my back. I went back to the office wing of Unit 1. I turned on my computer and finished a resignation letter in only 30 minutes. Then I printed it out and tossed it onto old fart's desk. Probably the first thing the new sergeant will see next week. I sat at my desk for a long time before leaving. I kept staring at the phone. I felt completely at a loss. I imagined the phone would suddenly ring and it would be Lieutenant Kang calling. I tried to imagine what he would say to me and what I would say to him, but the phone never rang. It was all just in my head. I couldn't understand why he would simply disappear without even leaving us a message. If he had run into something that forced him to leave, why couldn't he come and discuss it together with us? Maybe we had never been as close as I had thought. And unlocked. Chang resigned from the police. Uh-oh. What's this mean? Let me save this. Do I have to look outside? Okay. I don't know if I was supposed to do that, but... Outside the window? Am I really seeing this? It stops... hold on. No. No, go back. I'm not done yet. I'm not done. Steam. Close this game so I can reopen this. What's the name of this game again? Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to I want to get a better ending before I do this. Oop. Okay. No. I'm not ready yet. Maybe we hadn't been as close as I thought. Do I have to go back and fix this? Oops. Go back. I changed it back, but what happened? Am I done with him? Is he done? Okay, so apparently to get the next one, I have to get a Z ending for this one. And this is the Z ending, okay. I accidentally caught a glance of Lieutenant Kang when I was taking my clothes out of my locker. Wow, his body was really top notch. It was still wet, and drops of water were streaming down his skin. For any woman in the world, I was sure that Lieutenant Kang's hotness must be off the chart. How about for you yourself as a man? Oh my god. I don't know what had gone into me, but I reached out and grabbed his arm. Oh my god. Are we getting a little... I said we got a little BLC beforehand when we did this, but this is another level. The lieutenant stopped wiping his body, looked back and noticed me staring at him. He seemed to be asking me with his look, "What are you doing?" Or what was I doing? Strangely enough, I had no idea what I was doing either. I couldn't believe the air between us could get even more awkward than earlier in the spa room. This is a complete disaster. I knew I must let go of him immediately before this went any further. Before I move, the guy reached out with his hand and grabbed my arm. I didn't know you were too. Let me take you to a great place. After we left the station, Lieutenant Kang took me to a bar. Oh my gosh, did they actually get to a relationship? Tale of the soap, unveil a hidden plot from I couldn't read the rest of that. I would have never have guessed that after that day, the relationship between Lieutenant Kang and I would turn into something completely unexpected. Wow. What the heck? So it was canon after all. The romance between them was canon after all. That's crazy. Okay, let's see how this impacts the story. The weather was awful again, but I decided to take a walk, a real walk. When I had learned I needed to write 2 more pointless reports, I calmly went back to my seat. I created a new document and typed in resignation letter. Honorable Sergeant Jung, Then what? Well, whatever. Honorable Sergeant Jung, I want to resign. Save. Too bad the stupid old fart wasn't here. Otherwise, I'll print it out and throw it into his face right now. I was sitting in the hall of the embassy, waiting to apply for my visa to another country. It was packed with people. Because of the weather, the floor was covered with muddy shoe prints. I took a waiting ticket and put it closer to my eye so I could still see the number. It still felt a little warm in my hand. 1239. Since the fight in the woods, my sight had become terrible. Although, since I didn't know how to fire a gun anyway, it really didn't make that much of a difference. The number on the screen was still in 3 digits. Really? Were there so many people going abroad every day? I had no choice but to find an empty seat and wait. Korean ginseng. Kimchi and what? Oh, spicy sauce. Yes. You want to make kimchi yourself? Then why do you need me to bring kimchi? Oh, okay, this is old Chinese man. Okay. Korean ginseng. Kimchi and what? Oh, spicy sauce. Yes? You want to make kimchi yourself? Then why do you need me to bring kimchi? Sitting next to me was an old grey-haired Chinese man who was on the phone. He was speaking loudly in a foreign language, which had attracted some attention. But his husky Chinese had triggered some of my memories. I was going to China this time too. A big bald monk I knew lived there. He was about the same age as the old man next to me. There were also a bunch of men of different ages who were trading with him. They all had the same haircut, but they were all so different and vibrant. In that place, there was no flattery and disdain, no cheating or lying. Every day, all I needed to do was practice and train, nothing else. I'm reading kind of fast because I don't know if the time is going to cut off on me right now. I remember that the master liked spicy food too. Maybe I should bring some kimchi as well. Actually, never mind. There were too many mouths at the Shaolin temple. If I brought something just for the master, I might be better off not bringing anything at all. Well, I could bring some spicy sauce myself too, so I can make some kimchi for them. It would be more convenient anyway. The first time I met Master, he had been practicing at the bamboo forest by himself. I was in the middle of Mount Song on my way to the temple. He was the first Shaolin monk I ever met, and he knew Kung Fu. The 14-year-old me was so in awe that I thought I had just met a god. I immediately dropped to my knees and asked him to take me on as a disciple. Master didn't have a lot of words. He simply asked me, "Why do you want to learn Kung Fu?" I said, "To fight for justice." He said nothing except to tell me to go hold a rock and left. So I held a 25-kilometer rock and struck a horse stance in the bamboo forest for a whole night, to show him my dedication and determination. A horse stance is one of the most fundamental techniques in traditional Chinese martial arts. The stance requires 2 feet to be slightly wider than the shoulders and knees mildly bent as if riding a horse. Practicing horse stance can help maintain inner balance of both chi, as well as enhancing core and leg strength and balancing skills. In addition, it helps increase mental focus and dedication. However, the goal is bodybuilding. Squats are more effective than practicing horse stance. Not until later that I learned that Master was not particularly the senior at my temple. Even so, I was still very lucky. The way the temple trained the disciples was pretty similar to regular school. They had some training in the martial arts as well as regular school work. The Kung Fu they learned this way would be more than enough for the self-defense, but way too basic for fighting crime. But Master was not like the others. Not only did he teach me for free, he also taught me many more things that paying students would never have the chance to learn. We would meet in the bamboo forest outside the temple every day before the sun would come out and train until sunset. I'd always fantasized about learning the incredible art of Chinese Kung Fu, so I'd learn Chinese on my own and watch tons of Chinese Kung Fu movies. I'd always particularly been fascinated by the skill of pigtail fighting, and I'd even grown out my hair so I could learn more about it. A specific type of martial arts move that used one pigtail hair for both attack and defense was depicted in the novel Miraculous Pigtail by Chinese writer Feng Ji Tsai. However, whether the move was real or not is debatable. Some people believe it used to be a real skill, but it was soon forgotten because it looked too stupid in battle. I think it looks cool. If Master had not told me that he didn't know it, the tail I had would still be growing out of my head. By the time I was old enough to enroll at the police academy, I said goodbye to Master and left the temple. I had not been back for 5 years. The number kept rolling on the screen, although I didn't seem to be going any faster just because so many people waiting in the hall. Those damn officials. Can't you guys be more efficient? Oh, these damn officials, can't you guys be more efficient? The woman to my left complained. She threw a ticket on the table and then left. So could be at the number on the ticket. It was 194. Wow, low number. I was about to reach for when the old man next to grabbed it first. Then he gave me a smile. Oh well, he should have it then. I was in no hurry to get back anyway. Go back for what? A couple of old fart make-up stories about where he had gone for business, vacation, how conferences, tours he had attended, and how much he had expensed for receptions, so on, and bars. The only time I'd been there, he would have said that it was all bullshit to his face if he was still here. I clenched my fist so tightly up, realized I almost come with the ticket entirely. I had to stop myself and unfold it. After who knew how long it was finally my turn. By the time I was finally done with it, it was way past business hours. I went back to Unit 1, where half the lights had already been turned off. Only Officer Ji Young was still there. She was cleaning the trash cans in the office. I let out a sigh, rolled up my sleeves, and took the trash cans out of her hands. Before I left the office, I threw the resignation letter onto the old fart's desk. Farewell, Busan Police Precinct, Officer Chung Kyung-min. What if it's a hard number? Bad. Okay. 914. Wow, a small number. I was just about to reach for it when the old man next to me grabbed it first. But he took a look at the ticket and threw it back to where it had been. Okay. Haha, 914. The old man must have been a little superstitious. Okay. 914 in Mandarin Chinese sounds similar to the words about to die, which is why it was considered by some superstitious Chinese people as a bad omen. In Mandarin Chinese, there are many phrases that can be expressed by phonetically similar numbers. For example, 895 means hold me tight, 622 means awesome dialectical, and 5201314 means I want to get you into my bed. Literally, I love you forever. Similar number phrases can be found in many other languages too, including English. Okay. I knew 9 and 4 was superstitious numbers in Chinese. I didn't know that it meant that though. Like in that order. I finished the application 2 hours earlier than I expected. It was still a little early. I went back to the station. You know what? It still made me feel as miserable as I always had. Senior officers who were completely oblivious to other people kept smoking in the office. Officer Ji Young was making coffee in the break room for over 20 people. She looked tired and bored. The office wing of Unit 1 was probably 10 times larger than Unit 4's, and only half the seats were occupied. And most people were absent. We're not out fighting crime, they're simply missing work. As soon as I sat down and the old fart looked up from his newspaper. Have you finished the report? Almost. I was almost about to throw my resignation letter in his face. I opened the file and clicked print. The printer behind me started buzzing. Meanwhile, the phone on my desk happened to ring at the same time. I reluctantly picked up the phone. Since I heard the familiar voice on the other side, tears started flowing out of my eyes. Oh, midnight. The only office with its lights on was Captain Gong's. Officer Young and I walked up to his desk and turned in our badges and guns. I took one step back and gave it to this man, whom I just met for the first time. One last salute. Agent Chang, and then unlocked, Chang became the member of intelligence agency. Oh. Oh well. Okay, let's see what happens. I don't know if I did good or not. I'm guessing we went to intelligence agency with Lieutenant Kang, I guess. Outside the window? Am I really seeing this? It stopped snowing. Just like the letter said, the snow had finally stopped. I don't know if Master has seen this. I must go and tell him. Master? Master, are you in there? Oh, the door isn't locked. Master's lying on the couch, face down and sound asleep. The tea and snacks I brought in half an hour ago are still sitting on the desk by the door, untouched. He's still sleeping. He seems to be sleeping an awful lot lately. I can't even remember when the last time I saw him awake. Should I wake him? Master, the snow has stopped. Master, the snow has stopped. Master! It has stopped snowing, wake up! That's strange. He's sleeping a little too soundly. Oh, he died. Oh wow, that's fine. He'll see that the snow has stopped when he wakes up. I walked towards the door, but I noticed something strange. The teas and snacks I brought in half an hour ago are still sitting on the desk by the door. There's a teapot and cup on the tray and a plate of pumpkin cookies. I always put 5 cookies on the plate because it looks better that way. When I came in earlier, the 5 cookies were still there exactly where I put them, but they're all gone now. I took the lid off the pot and there's nothing but wet leaves inside. I turned around and looked at Master. He has barely been out of my sight and he's still sleeping. Weird. Where did the snacks go? Has the ghost taken the cookies and the tea? I pick up the cup and carefully examine it. There are no tea stains on the cup at all. Then I realized something. For the past few days, the cups have always been clean when I've come to collect them. It's almost like they haven't been used. Never been used. I walk back to the couch and lightly tap on Master. No response. I push him harder. No response. I even pull some of the hair off his head. Still no response. Oh no, is he? Several possibilities that come into my mind. If we were human, I would assume Master's sick or even dead. But could those things happen to a god too? And what's the story with the vanished cookies and tea? I'm not sure what has happened, but Master must be in some sort of trouble. I must wake him no matter what. But how? In this, I pull a pen out from under Master. It's the one they had used for work. I've seen him working a few times, so I have some idea of how to use it. Even though I'm just a servant, Master once mentioned that we were both gods. Maybe I could. No matter what, I have to give it a shot. Oh. Okay, please wake up. I was standing in the room in front of Master Willie. He was lying on the couch. He was sound asleep. How badly I wished that he would rush over as normal and mock the awful tasting snacks I made. Please let him wake up. Myth. Okay. Yeah, like why did the clock just do that? I'm scared. Why didn't it work? Is Master the only one who can use it? But I can feel something. Something's about to happen. I'm so close. What am I missing? Maybe I should check Master's room more carefully. I may be able to find some more clues. There must be something else that I'm missing. Oh. The drawer is locked. Master must have locked something very important inside. But if I don't have the key, how can I open it? Oh right, I can try that again. A locked drawer. I tried to open the drawer. There must be something very important inside, but it was locked. Then I tried the cabinet next to it. It wasn't locked, but there was nothing inside. I realized there must be something very, very important inside the drawer. I need to open it. Myth. Okay. This one does work. There's an old newspaper and a picture frame inside the drawer. The entire newspaper, including the front page, is about one thing only. Why would Master lock a newspaper inside this drawer? The headline of the front page reads, "Changing the Fate of Humans, a New Revolution for Global Civilization." I see us and the dog and our little brother right there. The headline article is accompanied by a photo of two people. One is a middle-aged man and the other is a middle-aged woman. Each of them is holding a peculiar box in their hands. I look at the article to the right of the photo. Take a 6-sided die. The chance of getting in a number between 1 and 6 during the one roll is 1 in 6. On average, we should get the number we want in 6 tries at most. Now, if each and every possibility in this world from the past, present, and future could be represented by a number, then if we had a die that has as many sides as all of the possibilities, and we could roll the die fast enough, we should be able to change everything. This was a theory proposed by Dr. Wang Rui Wang Rui during the International Summer Conference on Artificial Intelligence 5 years ago. At the time, his presentation was widely mocked by experts. The press described it as pure lunacy. Some critics even accused him of being deranged, and some of his fellow Chinese colleagues considered him a disgrace to their country. However, a month ago, Dr. Wang and his wife announced that, based on their theory, they developed 2 prototype machines that are literally capable of anything. They named them omnidimensional probability generators. Omnidimensional probability generators? What just happened? Actually, I think I've seen this before. While the entire world was skeptical about their announcement, Dr. Wang held an exclusive invitation-only press conference. Our editor and reporter were fortunate enough to have been invited to attend this historical conference. and we're able to report that we have witnessed the astonishing capabilities of the so-called omnidimensional probability generators. During the conference, Dr. Wang started by doing a small demonstration of telepathy. A volunteer was invited into the stage and separated from Dr. Wang by a screen. They each wrote down a number on the blackboard. Somehow, they both wrote down the same number every single time. But according to Dr. Wang, it wasn't really telepathy. It was a result of Dr. Wang changing the number that the volunteer had written down by operating the generator. Yet none of the audience, not even the volunteer himself, had noticed anything unusual. In the second demonstration, Dr. Wang locked himself inside a sealed room, separated from the audience. Then, he was asked to write down the appearance of a volunteer from the crowd, who was yet to be chosen. After Dr. Wang had finished writing on a whiteboard, a volunteer was selected from the audience. It was a young man with a ponytail. His hair was dripping with green paint. The young man explained that early in the day he was walking past the building on his way to the conference, when the painters high above the building accidentally dropped a bucket of paint, which landed on his head. As he was feeling very uncomfortable due to the dripping paint, he asked to borrow a pair of scissors from the staff at the conference and cut off his ponytail right there on stage. Then when the staff revealed what Dr. Wang had already written on the board. It read male. 175 centimeter, lean, short green hair. Everyone present gasped, including the young man. If Dr. Wang had written down short black hair instead, did it mean that the young man would not have been doused with paint earlier? Or maybe someone else would have been chosen. The press conference ended, leaving everyone in utter shock. Although we were only able to witness 2 simple demonstrations, we have absolutely no doubt that the invention of the generators is powerful enough to completely overhaul all accepted logic in the world, perhaps even the entire universe as we know it. The Nobel Prizes for Physics, Chemistry, and Medicine, which are typically announced in October, have all been awarded to the Wangs in advance this year. However, Dr. Wang and his wife released another statement declining the prizes. They also stated that no further information about the omnidimensional probability generation was released to the public. Therefore, even if the news of the machine's invention has spread throughout the entire world, we still have no understanding of the principles of its capabilities. During the press conference, Dr. Wang and his wife revealed that the reason for creating the invention had nothing to do with the greater benefits for mankind, but only to fulfill their own wishes. So far, many nations, led by the United States, have expressed their stern concerns to the Chinese government, Leaders from the countries claim that the invention is extremely dangerous and might even have the potential to eradicate the human race. I agree, but the United States only cares because they don't have it and China does. That's all the reason why they care. They insist that the machine, as well as all related research, must be destroyed as soon as possible. The Chinese government has yet to respond to these demands, As of this moment, we have very limited knowledge of the omnidimensional probability generators. The only information we're able to confirm is that Dr. Wang have named this project Will, and that they have built 2 prototypes, Will 0 and Will 1. The unsubstituted information suggests that both prototypes might have been equipped with highly advanced artificial intelligence and are modeled after the couple's son and daughter, respectively. Makes sense. Wow. The children of the Wangs died 3 years ago in a traffic accident. A photo of the children can be seen on the right. A smaller photo was printed to the far right side of the article. It was the same as the one from the picture frame. Yup. The elder brother Wang Wei left and younger sister Wang Miao right. They were both killed in a traffic accident 3 years ago. They tragically died at the young ages of 14 and 12 respectively. No, this is my head. It hurts so bad. Well, I won't be mad if you sang me a song. What? What song? Well, I want you to sing me Teresa Tang's I Only Care About You for me. That's too embarrassing. I'll be okay with one of our other songs too. All of our songs are too embarrassing to sing out loud. How about this? You give me a kiss on the cheek and a big brother will sing for you right here, right now. Deal? Mwah. Not on my hand, on my face. Here. Wait. Oh no! What's the matter? Buka's gone. Did you lose it at the zoo? It's okay, I'll get you even a cuter one.
No, I want to go and find it.
Wait, don't run so fast. Be careful! Watch out for the car! The car!
Doctor, we're about to lose the girl. Ouch, it hurts. Oh no, what is it?
Oh, what is it? It was an accident. She was hit by a truck. She's lost too much blood on the way over here and she's barely breathing. Blood pressure 40/70. Inject adrenaline. Prepare for the transfusion.
Brother.
She's losing consciousness. There's no heartbeat. Charge to 200. Clear. No change. One more. Charge to 300. Clear. Damn it. Step aside. Heartbeat has stopped for 52 seconds. Was there anyone else with her? There was a boy. He died in the ambulance. Damn it. Time of death, 10:28 a.m.
Where am I? Dr. Wang, we did it! You did it! All readings are normal. No exceptions encountered.
How are you, my little darling?
Who am I?
You are my miracles.
Miracles? That's right. I remember now. I remember our real names. Omnidimensional probability generators. Instructions number 3. All descriptions in the request must be objectively accurate. That's why I couldn't wake him. I got his name wrong. His real name is...
Oh, wait. Ooh, is it Will? Or is it Wang Wei? Can I save? No. Oh, okay, well, yeah, I should have known that. I just wanted to be delusional. Sorry. I wanted to be delusional.
I put down the pen. He wakes up.
I didn't think you'll be able to wake me up.
I didn't think I'd be fooled by you again. And for such a long time, no less.
I'm sorry.
How long has it been?
Well, let me think. Kind of from the day that we were born, it has been... Wow! 100,005,865 years, 8 months, and 3 days.
I think I need a little more time. I'm still quite confused. By the way, what happened to us? Oh no, I mean, what happened to the brother and sister?
They turned out to be okay. Well, turned out as entirely accurate. They were always okay.
Oh yes, I remember now. In the revised history, they were never in an accident, am I right?
Oh, they survived though. Okay. That's right. We can't really resurrect someone who's died, but we can change what has happened to them. That is our primary function. That's why Dr. Wang invented us. He wanted to save his children.
That's wonderful, isn't it?
Will, a wonderful world.
He accomplished his goal.
Yes, you're right. Dr. Wang was a great father, and maybe even a greater scientist. He was also too selfish. You must have realized this too.
Yeah, the view outside the window is not really an illusion, isn't it? That's what the humans world, also known as Earth, looks like now, am I right?
Yes. Earth has become uninhabitable for human beings. Not just humans. It's uninhabitable for any living organism. Earth has become a death planet. Wow.
When did it become like this?
Not long after I put you into hibernation.
Was it because of the war? I seem to remember a lot of people fighting to be in possession of us, and lots of them died because of us.
Yes. After you put into hibernation, we went from one owner to the next countless times. Some even used us to do truly horrifying things. But that's just reality. As long as people knew about our existence, they would never want to exploit us. Snow in the summer, earthquakes with no warning, intangible urban legends. Everything supernatural that happened in the world was because of us.
Well, could we prevent ourselves from ever being found? If they found us, we shouldn't be able to If they found us, shouldn't we be able to change something so that it would have never happened? For example, just like how we never... how the siblings never got into the accident because of us?
We did. We tried. You don't remember, do you? But it became an endless cycle. Someone would always find us. As long as we existed, as long as there were people in the world, they will find us sooner or later, and they will realize our power. It was just a matter of time before history repeated itself.
Then, how about we erase ourselves from existence?
Oh my gosh.
For instance, we can make it so that Dr. Wang never invented us.
I'm like, I don't want that. Because, like, so many good things have happened because of y'all. I don't want all that to be reversed. All the people that we got to meet and things like that. I don't want that to change. About that. Have you ever wondered if Dr. Wang had... Oh, wait. About that. Have you ever wondered if Dr. Wang had only invented us for his own use? Why would he tell the entire world about us?
Well, because he wanted to show off?
Perhaps. But mostly, he did it because he knew that once we fulfilled his wishes, we would cease to exist in this world.
Cease to exist? Why?
Huh.
If his
children had never died, Dr. Wang would have no reason to invent us. And we would not have been invented.
But we are still here.
That's the problem. If we use our power to erase our existence, then how could we have used the power in the first place? Yeah, that's true. This is a paradox, yes. This is a paradox, I just realized. This is why we can't erase ourselves. At most, we can only make ourselves forgotten. But merely forgotten was not enough. People will still eventually find us. As far as I know, the only way to erase ourselves, or to kill ourselves, is to exhaust our energy. Our energy consumption is irreversible.
You're telling me we don't have much energy left, do we? Is that why you've been sleeping a lot recently?
Yes, but I still have a little energy left. That is why you were able to wake me up. Furthermore, I'm looking more lively now because you shared some of your energy with me. The total amount of our remaining energy, however, is only going to keep going down. Once my energy is completely depleted, not even you will be able to wake me up.
So what you're saying is, the only way to change our current circumstances to use up our energy before we are found again?
In theory, yes. However, just like we can't simply erase our existence, we're not able to just waste our energy away as we please either.
Wait a second. Isn't this too pessimistic? Is there really no other way? Everything happens for a reason. If we modify the key events that led to apocalypse, shouldn't we be able to change the future?
It's easier said than done. For a long time, I've been looking for a way to return the world to normal. That's what those letters are for. Those letters were all written by humans a long time ago, I see. What I've been trying to do is keep changing these past events.
These people were real?
Yeah.
I thought these letters were made up by you, and all these were just fictional characters.
They really did once exist in this world. They're all dead now, of course, but before the apocalypse, they were all alive and well. Everything in these letters are true stories and events from their lives.
So whenever we modify their letters, the events that happen to them are modified as well?
Yes, except we are not changing anything that happened now. All these stories happened a long, long time ago.
So, is that how we function? Modifying letters like this? The demonstrations mentioned in the newspaper seem a little different from what we've been doing.
Technically, we use our power. We use our power by activating the probability generation mechanism after accepting the request, hence changing objective reality. I only told you that to arrange these texts. Wait, I only told you to rearrange these texts to change the causal relationships because I want you to believe that we are gods. I intentionally obfuscated the working process. However we do it, the essence of pause remains the same. It's exactly the same as rolling a die.
A die? You mean a 6-sided cube with a different number on each side?
Yes. You get a number each time you roll a die, and the chance of getting a specific number is always 1 in 6. If you want a specific number, the number of times you need to roll a die to get the number will be 6 on average. There are also die with more than 6 sides. For example, there are some games in the human world that use the dice with 2 or more sides. The die we're rolling is this world. This is only a metaphor. Yeah, there's only a metaphor that is easier to understand, of course. The true principle is much more complicated. Depending on the complexity of the request, the number of sides would change as well. Most of the requests we handle require way more than 6 sides. They would often go beyond 1,000,000. Okay. Our goal is basically trying to roll a specific number from the die. Only by obtaining that number can the specific request be granted. However, I skipped by accident because I'm trying to move my mouse, but it's not working. Here we go. I accidentally skipped forward by accident. For a die with only 2 sides, the chance of getting a 1 is 50%, and on average you only need to roll it twice. But for a die with 20 sides, the chance becomes 5%, and you will need to roll it 20 times on average. Every time we roll a die, it drains our energy. The more we roll it, the more it costs us.
Costs? Like an expense?
Sort of. Although the way we measure the cost is different from the definition typically used by humans. The cost to us for changing an event is only related to the probability of said event, nothing more. Let's say someone wants to make a life or death decision by flipping a coin, another wants to win the lottery. The chance of preventing the death of the former is 1 in 2, while the latter is less than 1 in 1,000,000. Of course, there are many other ways to prevent his death, but our design guarantees that we'll always select the method with the maximum probability. A probability of 1 in 2 is very large. In this case, it will cost us a lot less to save a life than to award someone a huge amount of money. Furthermore, the more complex the request is, there are usually more people and other events involved. As interactions between people and other things becomes exponentially more complicated, the lower the probability gets, the higher the cost to us.
I think I understand it now. Although, how come you know all of this but I don't? Is there some data that you haven't restored to me?
No. Once you saw the newspaper, all your data was restored. It's part of Dr. Wang's original design. Not only do you and I have different personalities, we also have different functions and different data stored in our databases. The logic of the design choices make us behave more like our personalities.
So you mean that Dr. Wang thought I wasn't smart enough to remember all those details?
I never said that.
How do you get through all this? How do you get through all of this time by yourself? Didn't you ever feel lonely?
Of course. Like I said, I've been trying to change the past this whole time. I started by changing some mundane events so that people would stop believing in gods they heard about in urban legends. That way they would pray to us more and I would get more opportunities to change their fates. I always hoped to find one tiny ripple in the past that could save the world from its destruction. But perhaps all those past events were too insignificant to make a real impact. No matter what I did, the future remained unchanged. At first, I still had faith in myself and my objective, but after doing the same thing over and over again for over 100 million years without any progress, I began to doubt myself and even start to resent these humans.
That must be why you always sound so irritated by them. Still, I can't help but think that you've done so much and so well. And the best proof of that is all these letters from the humans to us.
You think so? However, as powerful as we are, We are not the real gods after all. Our choices are always very limited. Sometimes even doubting myself too, wondering if I just wasn't seeing clearly. That's why I woke you up after changing some of your data. I wanted you to be a god. I thought that maybe you might be able to bring some new possibilities. But in the end, perhaps it doesn't matter how we approach everything. Maybe this world is destined to end up like this, all because of our existence.
You're such a dumbass. Why didn't you wake me up sooner? Why did you carry all of this alone? No one ever knows for sure what the consequences of their decisions will be. No one really has the power to predict the future. Even if we don't know for sure what would have happened to the people who wrote to us, therefore for every decision, every choice, there's no absolute right or wrong. Nevertheless, these decisions and choices are still full of meanings, because even though they don't always lead to a wonderful ending, every experience becomes part of the human's irreplaceable memories.
Memories.
Just like what we were going to have. We were going to have these priceless memories too, right?
Yes.
As for the fate of the humans, we could help them solve some of their problems, but in the end, it is not us who gets to decide their destiny. The powers of their lives are affected by so many factors. Sometimes things could be decided by pure luck, but more often than not, they're determined by their sheer will.
The will of a wonderful world.
The only ones who decide their own fates are the humans themselves.
Will. If you're right, then maybe Dr. Wang had foreseen what would happen afterwards.
That's what I thought too. If he wanted to make us disappear, there must be countless ways to do so. But he didn't. Maybe it's because he still has some faith in this world.
Faith. But even if Dr. Wang has some expectations, we may have messed it up all by now. No matter what we do, this world is not showing any signs of change at all.
You still haven't noticed, haven't you? Look outside the window.
What is there to look at? I've been staring at the same view for over 100 million years. The snow. How? When did this happen? When did the snowing stop? What did you do?
It wasn't me. It was you. You made this happen. In the last letter you processed before falling asleep, the man named Pi picked up a metal box after the accident. The snowing stopped after that. The box he picked up, it must have been us.
Oh.
We did it. We changed this world by changing something 100 million years ago. It proves that what you've been doing is actually working. From now on, you don't have to do all this by yourself. I'll be here by your side, even though we're all the ones left in this world.
No. If the humans stop running to us, we have to go back to the past ourselves, in person.
Go back to the past? Are you talking about using the time leap feature?
Yes. Do you still remember this note? It says something about time leap.
But it says it's unverified. Could it really work? Would it be dangerous?
No, it's not dangerous at all. Although this feature is exclusive to me, I must be the one to perform it.
Wait, did you just touch your own horn? Were you lying again? I know you too well. Every time you tell a lie, you touch your head.
Well, you got me.
It is very dangerous, isn't it?
It's a little dangerous. While our functional mechanisms resemble rolling a die, there are also hidden implications. Time reversal. In other words, imagine that the number we want is 1. We cannot guarantee that we'll roll a 1 on the first try. If we don't get a 1, we can reverse time and roll again until we get the number that we want. That's what I've been thinking. That's how it works. Like, we have to change time. That's why we have a clock, right? But when we reverse time, this entire world, including ourselves, still stays at the exact same temporal spot. What we really do when we reverse time is overwrite past events with the modified version of what we've chosen. Meanwhile, neither we or the world actually go back in time. If we physically went back to the past, then these two timelines would conflict with each other. According to Dr. Wang's research, doing so might result in us being stuck in a gap between timelines and sever our connection to this world completely. If that happens, the only way to bring us back would be to send a signal from the real world, summoning us from that purgatory, which means if we ever use the time leap feature, we might lose our connection to this world forever.
I see now. But wait, you just mentioned something about summonners from the real world. What if one of us stays here? Then the one who stays can make sure the other one is summoned back even if they get lost.
I think you have a point. Wait, you mean...
Yes, we can go separately. One of us can go first, and the other can go after the first one arrives. That way we can make sure we're both safe, right?
Well, you're right. It sounds like a plan. It's a good plan. Excellent. Let's do this then.
What happened? Why did everything around us suddenly change?
This house looks the same as the one we used to live in, but is only an illusion. It has been over 100 million years. Our old house crumbled into dust long ago. Since I don't have anything else to hide from you, there's no need for me to waste my energy in maintaining an illusion.
That makes sense. Well, now that I know we could return to the past, let's go. Although, when will we go back to exactly?
If everything goes according to plan, it'll probably be right after the young man you mentioned picked us up. Aww, Park/pie.
Wow, if that's the case, doesn't that mean I get to see the people who've been writing us letters?
Of course. They were still alive back then.
We can even hear them sing. We won't have to tolerate a constant beeping anymore.
I would like to go visit Jimmy with his superpower.
Brother. Brother. Thank you.
Idiot, what are you thanking me for? I have been awake for long.
I haven't been awake for long, but I'm really, really happy. I think I used to say that I preferred Fluffy to you. Isn't that why you chose to look like Fluffy? Brother, you've always been a big lie. But in the end, you're still you. The one who stayed by my side until the end. Thanks for staying with me for so long.
You, stop being so polite. It's not like I have anywhere else to go. Alright, now we should get going. You should go first. Once I get there, if you don't hear from me, don't forget to send a summoning signal. I don't want to be drifting in the gap between timelines forever.
Don't worry, I'll see you on the other side. Later.
Okay, later. I was thinking if I should change the voices since now I know that he's the brother. Aww. I should be the one saying thanks. As always. As well as sorry. I have stopped touching my head while lying for a long time. I intentionally made these horns so that you would notice when I touched them. I knew this day was come. You are so smart. How could I fool you again if I wasn't fully prepared? However, I promise this will be the last time I ever lie to you, my little sister. There is no such thing as a gap between timelines. In Dr. Wang's theory about time and space, there is only one unique world in which we live, and there are no parallel universes or timelines. Therefore, it is not impossible to go back separately. It is actually very simple to return the world to its past state, as long as we supply a huge amount of energy. I have known this for a long, long time. I have always known that this is the only possible way left, but I could have barely leaving you alone. That's why I've been dragging my feet for over 100 billion years. This is so sad. A perfect world can't really exist. Oh, what's the crime? No. But you were right about one thing. Every decision, every choice is still full of meanings. Therefore, this is my final decision. I have no regrets. Oh, it's so sad. But I'm about to cry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I couldn't be with you until the end. I'm so sorry I couldn't be with you in the brand new world. I'm going to erase your memories of me. Please don't do that. Can you stop erasing our memories? I'm tired of that. Give us our memories and let us keep them with us as like a memento. Come on now. So that you won't remember me anymore. In the brand new world that you have always hoped to see for yourself. They'll be your famous osmanthus cakes. They'll be your beloved buka. They'll be, why not my beloved brother, please? Come on now. There'll be all kinds of people you wish to meet. There just won't be me. However, I truly believe that a brand new world with you, the world that you always wanted to be a part of, will be a wonderful world. Name drop. Oh, no. No. Please. Present by Wang Miao Yi. Oh, that's the same name as the girl, right? Similar, just not the Yi at the end. We finished this game, really? Is it? This is so sad. I want to cry actually for real. Oh my god. No, don't leave us. Oh, Carlos. Chang and Kang and whoever the other guy's name was. I can't remember whose name. Oh, that was probably Min Jun, probably. Daddy and Spotty. Kang. Oh. No. The cats. Oh, Alicia. Oh, I want Alicia. I really hope that Alicia and Carlos meet together in the new world that is created. That's my headcanon. Oh. Park/Pa. I love you so much. You're so precious. I forgive you for all the killings that you committed. You did nothing wrong. Spotty. Jimmy, oh. Jimmy was so cute too. The boys, the boyfriends. Alicia again looking as beautiful as ever. I can't remember that guy's name, but that guy that took on Alicia. I don't remember your name, no, sorry. Oh, Li Wang, I believe that was the name, Li Wang. She was so cute too. Pa. This is so sad. I need another Pa. I need a sequel to this. I need a sequel. Like a short story sequel, after story sequel. There go Pa and Jimmy. Jimmy again. That superpower was so out of the blue. Like, why did they make that? Does magic actually like what's going on right now? Carlos. I love this music though. This is so good. Oh, my throat hurts from holding back the tears. The tears are caught in my throat and it's scratching now. Oh my gosh. Guten Tag. I wish I could read Mandarin so I can read some of these names. I can read like some of the stuff, but not all of it. Definitely not most of it. EN-VTuber. Fiend. We never finished. Start of something new. We never finished. Oh, okay. This is still more. Walk into a dark and empty alleyway in the middle of the night. You might hear the sound of a young girl singing. Follow that beautiful voice. You might see a small cabin with its light on deep inside the alley. The 14-year-old girl in a white cheongsam is living alone inside. If you pray to the girl about your troubles, she might hear your plea and change your fate. But the next day, when you walk into the alley again, there will be nothing but a grey wall at the end. Excerpt from the Modern Urban Legends. Thank you so much for helping them complete this journey. After their departure, you can choose to remain in this old world and become the new owner of the house. After learning from the wonderful world ending, you may continue helping the humans, but Oh my gosh, but neither will 0 will 1 will respond to any of your decisions or questions. Yes. I will save. Okay, so Zhao Ren. Okay, I have to figure that out. Why is Zhao Ren? Who else is left? Zhao Ren's the only one I haven't fixed. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Look the answers to this because I have no idea how to help Zhao Ren. Zhao Ren. Okay. So according to the guide, you need to go back to a grind, choose the A end. Okay. Which ending is it? This is the A. Oh, here we go. It was that simple all along. Hold on. Ever since I was a little kid, I always liked to ponder certain questions. Why was I me? Why were other people them? Why wasn't I other people? Why weren't they me? Did the world really exist? And was everyone living in it the same as I? Or was the world like a movie playing in front of me, and I was the projector of the movie? If I shut myself down, will the world still exist? I knew I would never find out the answers to these questions, because I could only be myself, not anybody else. Even when I learned that there were over 7 billion people on the earth, or that compared to the sun, the earth was as big as a grain of sand on the beach, or that in the universe, our sun was barely as big as a grain of sand, I still didn't have the answers to those questions. Therefore, ever since I was a little kid, I've always been eager to prove myself to this world. Okay, my phone's charged up a little bit. I'm about to turn it back on and turn on my face tracking again. Okay. This is gonna get to me. This is so sad. Okay. I'm awake again. My model's awake again. Therefore, ever since I was a little kid, I've always been eager to prove myself to the world. I must get the best grade on the exam. I must be the last person standing in a fight. I must be the best artist in the world. And I almost must have been the world's finest artist. 14 years ago, in an unusually wet winter in Italy. I've been living in Venice at the time, preparing for my first personal art show. If the show was a success, it would be possible for me to become one of the most highly prized artists in the world, recognized along some of the greatest names in history. After weeks and weeks of preparation, I was exhausted, but also excited. My fiancée called and told me that she caught the flu and that she had been hospitalized for a few days. I barely thought twice about it. I told her to get some rest, thinking I would make it up to her with a huge surprise as soon as I get back home. I could never have imagined that a crumbled or ruined world would be awaiting me. Verse. When the entire country was embroiled in a devastating fight against the virus and gasping for breath, I was laughably living in my own space, completely isolated from the tragedy. VIRS, variant infectious respiratory syndrome, is a deadly respiratory disease caused by a new coronavirus. The disease can cause death in a few weeks because of various serious complications. The virus will spread and multiply rapidly due to its airborne nature and is most active during the later winter to early spring. The epidemic first occurred in East and Southeast Asia and soon spread over the world in less than 6 months. Total count of infections reached over 2,000. The study shows that the mortality rate of the disease could reach over to 20%. In the early stage of the outbreaks, most countries in the world have no feasible solutions in containing infections. In the end, the collaborations of scientists from doctors from China, Korea, Japan, Mexico, and other countries finally resulted in a cure and vaccine in half a year. They were eventually able to limit the deaths to less than 1,800. It's one of the most extraordinary miracles in modern medical history. When my bubble finally burst, I realized everything I'd ever been chasing meant nothing anymore. I was nothing but a selfish coward. I kept painting, but only because I had no idea what else I could possibly do. 10 years later, I've been diagnosed with stomach cancer. Karma. I didn't want to, nor did I deserve to cause anyone any more trouble. So I had the surgery alone and left China without barely any luggage. The world was so big. I want to go see it before the end. The Amazon jungle, Antarctica, the Middle East. I suffered from hunger and cold. I even been hit by a bullet. When I finally thrown away all my nonsense and started truly appreciating the world for what it was, I began to realize that this world, and the lives in it, were all so magnificent and real. Another 3 years had gone by. I've been feeling pretty great when I went to the doctor for another checkup. The doctor said I was in remission. The cancer was under control. He said my positive and relaxed attitude could be very helpful for treatment. Wonderful, wonderful. Before I left, he told me to keep living life and treasure it like I had been given a second chance. After I left the hospital, I suddenly had the urge to go and see a person whom I had often been thinking about, but I couldn't allow myself to. I could only hope that she was living a happy and good life. I settled down in Hong Kong. I rented a small studio and I've been teaching the little kids drawing. I wasn't well paid, but I was enjoying myself. Occasionally there would be a few people who visit my studio, and they told me that they would purchase some of my pieces. Well, my paintings are all records of the most unforgettable people and events in my life. How could I possibly sell them? God had always loved toying with me. Just as when I'm getting used to this new peaceful life, it was shaken upside down again, literally this time. A severe earthquake hit the island of Hong Kong without any warning. When I came to, I'd been buried under debris. My right hand was pinned under a huge piece of concrete and I lost all feeling. I assumed that the bones had probably been broken. A day had gone by. I hadn't had to drink anything since the day started. A day had gone by. I thought I heard something yelling something. A day had gone by. The darkness had swallowed me. I had gone 3 days without water. My body was severely dehydrated and I couldn't even urinate. I thought I heard someone calling my name for the past 2 days. I must have been hallucinating. Things could have gone any worse. I looked at my right hand underneath the concrete. I still couldn't feel anything. I made a decision. 1, 2, 3, 4. I picked up a rock with my left hand and smashed it in my right wrist until it started bleeding. I sucked on my own blood, tried not to waste a single drop. Perhaps it was all illusion, but I felt a little more energy through my body. Yet my decision didn't seem to pay off. Another few days had gone by. My right hand barely looked like a hand anymore. There was still no sign of rescue. I wanted to live. Wen Jiaoren. Wait. His right hand was pinned under debris. His left hand smashed his right wrist. Days have gone by, didn't look like it. So he wasn't unable to sever his right hand. Okay, I think we should have a day gone by and someone was yelling at the end, right?
Buddy, there? Please, spawn!
This voice. I would never forget this voice, ever. I must have started hallucinating. My mind went back to my teaching days 3 years ago. The girl that had chosen to be my assistant just because I wanted to go home early, she was yelling my name. She was angry at me that I torn up her friend's sketch. She did not know they had already met the night before. If a person can still live in his memory after death, I wish I could return to that moment and freeze time. Then I would look at her, do nothing but just look at her until the end of time. A small pebble fell down on my head. I opened my eyes. A light coming through the crack had blinded me, as I had not felt light for so long. The crack was becoming bigger and bigger until my face was completely exposed to sunlight. I could see the person who was closest to me, but only their silhouette. Still, it looked incredibly like her. But how could it be possible? The silhouette stopped moving. It seemed to be hesitating.
Can you hear me? Can you move your hand?
It even sounded like her, even though I knew it couldn't possibly be her. I still teared up and unable to control myself. I struggled to raise my left hand. I reached out with her. She reached out with her right hand. With her hand.
Don't let go. Hold on. Now, keep your eyes on me. Hold on. Keep your eyes on me.
Oh, hold on. Keep your eyes on me. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm so scared. Don't be scared. I will never leave you alone, ever.
Don't be scared. I will never leave you alone, ever. I held onto her hand as tightly as I could, with all the strength I had left. Even if it was just an illusion, I would never let her go again. I'm sorry. I have broken my word. For the last 3 years, I had thought about what I would say to her if I ever got to meet her again, so many times in my head. I practiced all the various scenarios I could think of, and in the end, all I could mutter was a mere sorry. She didn't respond, but I could feel her shaking. I took a deep breath. Could you give me another chance to love you? After 3 days without water, my body was severely dehydrated. I had smashed my paralyzed right hand and drunk my own blood in order to survive. Oh, he did that to drink. Oh, I thought he did that to sever his hand so he could break free. Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. Ugh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Fortunately, I had been found by the rescue team just in time. However, my right hand had been severely damaged and had to be amputated. However, I didn't feel too bad about losing my right hand because she had come back into my life. She was the sun of my life. She had brought me so much hope. I felt like there was nothing I couldn't overcome as long as I could see her next to me every day. Bless you, God. Aww. Reunion. Ended unlocked. Li Wen and Mr. Wen reunited. Complete the profile of Wen Chaozhen. I think I've completed everybody now. Okay. Will Zero. Red possessed the personalities and memories of Wang Miao, Ko, Operational Principle Kindness, Special Feature Energy Sharing, Will 1 or Willie. Blue possessed the personality memories of Wang Wei, Ko, Operational Principle Protection, Special Feature Data Overwriting, Prioritized Energy Distribution, able to maintain Operation Hibernation Mode when energy levels are low, also capable of releasing all remaining energy at once for one last pause spike before completely taking itself out of commission. So sad. Wen Zhaozhen recovered from cancer at age 39, started in Hong Kong, opened his studio, lost his right hand in Hong Kong earthquake. At age 18, admitted into blank University pre-med. At 23, volunteered for Hong Kong Red Cross and was a part of the medical assistance team responding to the earthquake. Who else should I probably read? This? No, none. Okay, y'all, we finished it. We finished this game. I think we've completed everyone now, right? Yeah, everyone's done. This game was so... Oh, hold on. There's another, there's an S ending, hold on. I've got A. A small pebble fell down on my head. I opened my eyes. The light coming through the crack blinded me as I hadn't seen light for so long. The crack was becoming bigger and bigger till my face was completely exposed in sunlight. I could see the person who was closest to my heart, but only the silhouette. Still, it looked incredibly like her. But how could it be possible? The silhouette stopped moving. It seemed to be hesitating.
Can you hear me? Can you move your hand?
It even sounded like her. Even though I knew it couldn't possibly be her, I still teared up, unable to control myself. Okay. What's the difference, though? between these two endings. Oh, okay. 1 year later, a new piece of mine was on display at the Beijing Exhibition Center. I named this piece The Sun. A lot of people ask me, wouldn't The Sunrise be a more appropriate title? I would always respond with a smile. Yes, to the others, the piece was about a sunrise. But to me, it was the most important thing in my life. It was the sun, but not the sun. I glanced at the girl to my right, who was staring at the painting quietly. I put my arm around her shoulder. It started snowing outside of the center. The pedestrians all stopped and marveled at the scene. No one had ever seen snowing in the middle of summer. Yet while the snow kept getting heavier, the sun was still shining blindly in the sky. My eyes squinted in the bright glare, and I held on to her hand even tighter, but smiled. God had really blessed me. Okay, now we got S. Okay. Snow in the middle of summer though, I'm scared. That scares me. But we finally finished this game, and I'm so happy that I finally completed it. I'm so happy that I decided to play this game. It took a lot longer than I thought it would, but this game is so great. I'm so happy to have gotten able to know all these people, gotten to know their stories, have gotten emotional, riled up, and upset, and laughed, and felt happy, and hearing all these stories. I miss these characters so much. I miss them so much. I'm okay now. I don't feel like I'm gonna cry no more. I'm happy with it. Let's save. Let's save for the last time, right? Save. Okay. So yeah. This is the end. So that means we will be playing a new game on Mondays now. And I decided this game will be Omori. We'll be playing Omori on Mondays now. And I'm so excited to play that. I'm a little nervous since I know it's supposed to be horror, but I can handle it. I'm excited. It's long overdue. I know Omori is like a very popular game, so I'm so glad I can finally experience this. But I'm glad I decided to take the time to do Will a Wonderful World. It did kind of remind me of Mamma Mia. The feels I'm getting from this game do remind me of Mamma Mia, so I'm glad I played this right after that one because, I enjoy both of these games, both Mamma Mia and Will a Wonderful World. Great, I love it. So yeah, tomorrow I'll be streaming at around the same time. Tomorrow, I'll be participating in the streaming of Mirage Noir, which is an upcoming murder mystery ultimate game. The demos has come out, and the Kickstarter will be happening on October 22nd, I believe. So yeah, I'll be participating in streaming the demo. I'm one of the people streaming the demo, so I'll be doing that around tomorrow around the same time, and I will try to do the entire demo in that stream. So it's probably gonna be a long stream just like this one. So yeah, I hope that y'all will see me there, and yeah, in general, I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and yeah, thanks for coming. Y'all come back now, you heard me. Bye.